dark to the light. I gotta stand up and fight, 'cause our battle scars make us who we are. Money does not equal wealth. Gotta believe in myself, 'cause the rains may come, but the fire burns on. The fire burns on. The fire burns on. Fire burns. The fire burns on. The fire burns on.
Are you ready? Because they're ready. We are in Quebec City inside TELUS Stadium on the grounds of the University of Laval. The last time the Vanier Cup was hoisted, it was on this field back in 2019, and the trophy is in the building once again. That's Saskatchewan. Here comes Western, and a new champion will be crowned. The final two teams are the Western Mustangs and Saskatchewan Huskies. It's the 56th edition of the Vanier Cup, and it's on CBC Sports as we welcome you inside our CBC Sports studios. Hello, everyone. I'm your host, Annie Petrillo. I'm alongside two former Canadian University running backs, Donovan Bennett, Jesse Lumsden. They'll be getting you set for this game in just a moment, and I think I speak on behalf of everyone when I say it is good to have youth sports back after a year of cancellation due to COVID. Now, no one knew, how could anyone have known that when the Calgary Dinos celebrated their championship win over the Montreal Carabins back on November 23rd, 2019, that those on-field celebrations would fall silent for just over 2 years. But the party's back. Let's take you through how we got to our two finalists here today. The Mustangs emphatically punched their ticket to the Vanier Cup with a 61-6 rout of visiting St. FX in the Mitchell Bowl last Saturday. Check that out in the second quarter. Already 44 points. Western did most of their damage early, just about all of it on the ground. The X-Men had no answer for Western rusher Edward Wanati, who racked up 238 yards and 3 touchdowns. For the Huskies, meanwhile, it was a comeback effort that came down to the wire. Saskatchewan outscored the University of Montreal 13-1 in the fourth quarter to eke out a 14-10 victory in Montreal to claim the UTEC Bowl. Adam Mackert scored the winning touchdown on a 13-yard run with just 5 seconds left in the game. So two different stories there. One a rout, the other one a nail-biter. These two teams are now meeting for the third time in the Vanier Cup final. Western going 9-1 this year. The Huskies going 8-1. Two of them, the 1-2 offenses this year. So let's begin with Western, Donovan. You played for Western. I don't see a lot of purple here. I mean, it's plum. It's plum. It's okay.
Is that okay?
Doing all right here.
Unbiased.
He's unbiased for today, but let's look at Western and let's talk about the state of their running game.
Yeah, well, you'd think as an alum I would be proud of the running game, but I'm actually jealous and angry because these two runners, really three of them, have talents that God didn't give me, and they have an opportunity to run the ball that Greg Marshall didn't give me. Edwards there, he's the 4x4, super powerful. Humes is the race car. When he's even, as you see, he's leaving. And then Wanati is the luxury vehicle. It's a luxury to have one of the most talented runners in the backfield as your third string back, but also he is so comfortable and smooth. He runs high, reminds me of a runner beside me on this desk, but neither of us really had 3 running backs on the team going at the same time. It's dangerous, but fun to watch.
All right, McMaster Marauders, that's who you played for there. He's buttering you up a little bit here, but they too have a pretty strong offense, and we just showed Mackert in that UTEC Bowl highlight getting that last-second touchdown. Take us through their running game.
It all starts up front, and with head coach Scott Flory, one of the most decorated CFL O-linemen of all time, you imagine you're going to have a pretty good ground attack. And with Adam Mackert in the backfield, he's shifty, he has acceleration. Most importantly, he has patience behind this big O-line. You can see it right here. He has the ability to cut back into the field on probably one of the greatest touchdowns of this young man's career, taking them to the Vanier Cup. It's going to be an exciting game. Really important for Mackart to be able to chip some of these big Western defensive linemen, show some a little extra support, help the O-lineman out, give the quarterback time to look downfield as well.
You know, it's funny, their offenses are so strong, and of course that's what we're paying attention to, but actually it was Western head coach Greg Marshall who said, you know what, I have a feeling defenses are going to dictate the day. I wonder if his counterpart feels the same as we head inside TELUS Stadium. CBC Sports' Signa Butler will be working the sidelines, and she had a chance to catch up with Huskies head coach Scott Flory.
Okay, Coach Scott Flory, you've played for a Vanier Cup before, so what's harder, going for one on the sidelines as a player or coaching these guys right here?
Yeah, it's just different, right? Like as a player, you're just worried about your own little bubble and your job. As a coach, we're just trying to make sure that our guys are in the best position possible to be able to make plays. Beautiful day out here. I know they're working really hard on the turf and getting it cleaned up. It is a little slick, but we got a ton of footing and it'll be good. It's gonna be a lot of fun.
Yeah, it's going to be a tight game as well, your two teams. Yeah. They've met before in the Mitchell Bowl back in 1998. What's been the biggest difference between your team from then to now?
Well, from 2018, for the last couple years, yeah, we've evolved quite a bit. That was, second year with myself and the staff, and just trying to bring in, our kind of guys and what we think and what we want, what we will feel put us in the best position to win football games, right? Because we're always looking at, hey, you're always trying to catch the champions out there, right? That's what you're trying to do. And I think that we've evolved quite a bit in these last 3 years, and our guys have worked so hard, especially through all the pandemic and everything like that. They've stayed focused. They've worked so hard. I'm just excited for them to have this opportunity here today.
Thanks for this, and good luck today.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
All right, so when we return, it's time to head inside TELUS Stadium for kickoff. Mark Lee, Justin Dunk, and Paul Belen are on the other side for the Mustangs and the Huskies.
Stadium, you gotta make some noise. So as soon as the yellow flag gets
the 2021 Scotiabank Vanier Cup, presented by Levio from Stade TELUS. It's well below freezing in the Quebec capital, minus 11 degrees Celsius, with the wind chill feels like minus 16. The field is icy. Crews worked all night, even using road salt to try to break it up. Saskatchewan won the toss. They have deferred. The Mustangs will take the football, with Keon Edwards and Trey Humes back to return for the Mustangs. It is Humes at his own 8-yard line, going straight between the numbers, lots of room, and finally brought down at the Western 40. Riley Dervis making the charter flight of fans and friends last night out of Saskatchewan to bring a late shipment of footwear to deal with these icy conditions. Western, we're told, also made last-minute arrangements to try to negotiate these slippery field conditions here today. Keon Edwards in the backfield. The OUA Rookie of the Year at quarterback, Evan Hillock, handing off to Edwards, off tackle. He misses and bounces inside. He'll have a first down and more, and finally brought down in Saskatchewan territory.
Saskatchewan Huskies knew a run play was coming on the first snap of the ballgame. Riley Pickett told us as much, but Edwards slides inside, cuts back against the grain, and finds a big seam on that Saskatchewan defense, then shows you his toughness by lowering the shoulder.
Now it's Trey Humes running back. Three-headed monster in the backfield. There's a bobbled snap. They get the handoff away, but the Huskies will stack up Humes for a loss on the play. Nathan Cherry and Lane Novak making first contact.
Not enough on that play. This is why the Huskies will be able to make a tackle, and it's going to be second and 10.
No gain on the play. It'll be second and 10. Western at the Saskatchewan 45. Humes stays in the backfield. Now Hillock looking to the sideline as they change the play. Little motion there to see what Saskatchewan's in. This is the best run defense from the Canada West Conference against the top rushing outfit in the country. Hillock will throw. Finds Brett Ellerman. Ellerman breaking a tackle, and he'll have the Western first down. So in the early going, in the cold, the Huskies are having trouble wrapping up.
Yeah, exactly. It's tough to have the proper footwork to be able to have the proper angle to make the tackle. So it's going to be kind of challenges for the both defense today.
Ellerman across the middle, making people miss. Big target, but shows you his agility as well.
Ellerman playing in his third Vanier Cup in 4 seasons. First down, Western. Play action. They'll get the ball through the air again to the veteran Ellerman. And Ellerman will be very close to another first down. This Western offense, the #1 offense in the country. It's running back you behind this great offensive line.
Yeah, for sure. this week, for sure, that game going to be a challenge. It's going to be which front seven going to be able to handle the O-line.
Elliot Beamer at center, a first-team All-Canadian, second in a yard. It is Humes. Look at the daylight. Humes with a seam and a foot race to the end zone. Touchdown. Western. Trey Humes, 25 yards. And they make mincemeat of the Saskatchewan defense on the opening drive.
Western running their classic zone play to the left. Humes picks a seam, shows you that burst. We saw it in the Mitchell Bowl last week when he had 3 touchdowns. Here he gets it started for the Mustangs. Cuts to the right, sees the hole, back out the left side, the back end of that zone play and into the end zone, and some snow angel will finish.
The 5-year veteran Trey Humes to the end zone. Brian Garrity with the point after for the Mustangs. It's up and good. And so a 5-play, 70-yard drive, 2 minutes, 47 seconds into this football game. And there's the first punch thrown here at the Vanier Cup.
Yeah, like basically on that drive, the offensive line from Western manhandled the front seven of Saskatchewan. Is early in the game. I think everybody trying to find the proper footwork. But for now, I will say that on that play, man, the O-line handled the front seven.
Trey Humes, who played a supporting role this year behind Keon Edwards, waited 4 years to start at running back in this deep running machine from Western. And here he is, the senior, busting into the end zone with the first major of this football game. It's 7-0 Mustangs. So Western, that great ground game, mixing it up with a couple of quick passes to their veteran Vanier Cup receiver, Brett Ellerman, score first. Riker Frank is back to receive this kickoff along with Josh Iwanchina. It will be Iwanchina taking the bouncing ball at his 10-yard line. Iwanchina with a clothesline tackle. Max Nixon making the play on special teams, and Saskatchewan will go to work at their own 20. Here comes Mason Nias, who had that incredible, thrilling 10-play, 83-yard drive in the final 2 minutes last week in the UTEC Bowl to send his team to the Vanier Cup.
Told his guys in the huddle, you're going to tell your kids about this. Indeed, they went down and created a special moment, trying for another one here today.
So Saskatchewan at their own 20. Nias will hand off to Adam Mackhart, whose 13-yard touchdown with 5 seconds to go in the game won it all in the UTEC Bowl over Montreal. A gain of about 7 on the play for Mackhart. As we take a look at this Saskatchewan offense, Mackhart back in 2019 set a single season rushing record for Saskatchewan.
Over 1,300 yards that year, and of course the big offensive line paves the way, on average bigger than the Saskatchewan Roughriders starting offensive line.
2nd and 3 for Saskatchewan. Mackhart the lone back. Nias will hand off to Mackhart. Early contact, and he'll be held short of that first down. Riley McLeod, the rookie middle linebacker, making the tackle for the Mustangs. And so that will force Saskatchewan to punt. There's the ringleader. The J.P. Metris Trophy winner is the top outstanding lineman this year, Deontay Knight.
Yeah, for sure. Deontay Knight needs to have the game of his life today to give Western a chance to win that game today.
3rd and 2. David Soley standing inside his 14-yard line. Griffin Campbell is back to return, the lone man back for the Mustangs. Soley, the first-team All-Canadian kicker, gets a wobbly punt that bounces at the Western 50 all the way to the 35, and Campbell nearly misplayed that one, had to fall on the football quickly.
That little bubble there, and then we saw the fumbled snap on that series, Mark. A little bit of intel in terms of how they're going to have to deal with these cold conditions here today.
There's the Western defense, who just got a tongue lashing from defensive coordinator Paul Gleason after forcing a 2-and-out by the Huskies. The Western offense back over the ball at their own 36. Evan Hillock, the rookie quarterback, unbeaten since taking over the helm in week 3 for the Mustangs. Hillock handing off to Keon Edwards. Edwards tiptoeing through the icy conditions, and he is stopped with a gain of 2 on the play.
Yeah, nice play on that play from the D-line. They reset the wall so they'd be able to handle the running game and cancel the cutback for the running back.
The Huskies have a punishing defense. Number 1 against the run in the West, led by that All-Canadian Nathan Terry at the DN position. They've got Western in 2nd and long for the first time in the early going of this football game. 2nd and 8, play coming in from the bench as Hillock communicates with his teammates. Wants to throw on 2nd and 8. Got time. Now he gets it away, and it's incomplete. Well short of Griffin Campbell on the play. And so the Mustangs will punt for the first time this afternoon.
Hillock had Campbell there on a deep out route, but just couldn't step into that throw due to pressure coming down the middle. Forced him to get away an inaccurate ball.
Well, we wondered if this big front from the Huskies might begin to get the deer in the headlights look from this young quarterback. We'll watch as that plays out today. Cam Creechin to punt from his own 28. Frank and Klassen are back for the Huskies. Creechin with an average of 39.5 yards this season, his longest 65. Creechin, the rookie, shanks the punt. It's short. Bouncing at the 50. And Klassen picks it up. The 5-year veteran breaks the first tackle and brings it upfield for a return of about 8 on the play. Zinnemersky, the first man downfield for Western. Here comes Mason Nias, the 4th-year pivot in his 2nd season as a starter with Saskatchewan. Was 16-2 his ratio of touchdowns to interceptions this year. Cool, as Justin mentioned, when he started that drive in the final minutes in Montreal, he said, fellas, indeed, this is a drive you'll tell your kids someday. First downs, Saskatchewan, play action. It is Klassen in the flats, puts his head down. He'll have a gain of 2, maybe 3 on the play.
Big play by number 23 will be able to set the edge and make sure that the tailback or that the number 7 get back inside of the pursuit. Finish the job with a tackle. Number 10 on the tackle and number 20.
Zach Lindley also with some great push on the blocking scheme to shove them right back into the Saskatchewan backfield. So it's 2nd and 9 for the Huskies. 4 receivers to the wide side of the field. Nias with pressure gets it away. It's nearly intercepted. Rory Kelly, the 5th-year man who transferred from Acadia. He was gone if he could have hold onto that football.
Yeah, big play on this. The pressure in the face of the quarterback. Need to take a quick decision, and the free safety play with the system and jump the routes.
Polo, as the defensive coordinator, what can you say about Paul Gleason and the preparation he gives this defense? It's almost like they're in the other team's huddle.
Yeah, well, the best in the business. You can see 23 in the face of the quarterback, so you know that the front and the back are going to work together on that play.
Griffin Campbell and Seth Robinson are back to return this punt from Soli. Low snap, gets it away, nearly blocked. End over end punt, bouncing at the 30. Robertson will pick it up. Flag, a late flag from well back of the play. There was a battle behind the play. We'll have to sort this one out. But the Mustangs on this icy field back to work on offense when we return.
Welcome back to the Vanier Cup on CBC, and we expected to see some footwear adjustments over the course of this week. The frozen tundra, no more molded plastic cleats. Instead, it's more of the rubber-toed variety, so lots of nubs underneath there, more like soccer cleats than football cleats. And if you notice that some of the Western ones look a little bit shiny, that's because they bought a bunch yesterday.
Trey Humes takes the handoff for these rubbery molded nubby cleats, the kind they used to wear on the old AstroTurf days. It's a gain of 4. and Wanabe. Edward Wanabe, the number 3 running back in this Western ground arsenal. He's out there now in the backfield. 2nd and 6. They will play action, go to the air, and Antonio Valvano, the 5th-year veteran, is pushed out of bounds well shy of the first down. Aiden Samakal makes the tackle for the Huskies, make it 3rd and about 1 for Western, and they'll send their punt team in. Antonio Valvano has been 8 years at Western. Already he's graduated. Stayed around after COVID for this 5th year of eligibility as a football player to be with his mates one last time at the Vanier Cup. Creechan from his 15. It's a nice high spiral. And it's Colton Klassen at the 50, across midfield, brought down by Zach Zinnemersky and Devin Comber inside of Western territory. Adam Mackart coming back out onto the football field. 4th-year running back, power back, probably the top-ranked running back in the U Sports right now in terms of pro prospects. Had more yards rushing in the playoffs in 3 games than he did during the regular season. He's fresh. Packed the wall up last week in the UTEC Bowl. Play action. Nias across the middle. Colton Klassen wide open. Breaks a tackle at the 30 across the 25-yard line. Klassen with a big first down for the Huskies.
Tendency breaker for Saskatchewan on first down. We usually see run from Saskatchewan, but there you see the play action to Mackart, draws the linebackers up. Nias felt like this was an opportunity before the game where they could exploit them when the linebackers came up against the run. Dumps it to Klassen, who picks up some yak yardage runs after the catch to move the sticks.
1st and 10, Saskatchewan from the Western 24. They led the Canada West Conference with 24 touchdowns this year. Nias in the shotgun. Play action. Dump pass to Sam Baker outside. Baker is dragged down for a short gain on the play. That was Zach Lindley, the Sam linebacker, making the play for Western.
Nice again off play action to Mackart. Little flat route from Baker, who's a big physical target. Toronto Argonauts draft pick, but can't run away from Lindley there.
Lindley, the former defensive back who has moved up to linebacker. 3rd-year eligibility defender from Chatham, Ontario. 2nd and 5 for the Huskies. Passing situation. The play was to Sam Baker across the middle. Incomplete. Rory Kelly, the 5th-year veteran defensive back, right with him step for step. And so this will force a field goal situation for Saskatchewan.
Across the middle here, Baker, one-on-one coverage. Looked like there was a little bit of contact, but they're going to let the guys play. No flag. Nice, you can see, was looking for one.
This will be a 26-yard attempt for David Soley, the arts and science student, 4th-year man. Skinner to hold. Soley good on 9 of 14 this season. From the 26, the ball is down, up, kicked, and good. So the Huskies are on the scoreboard for the first time here today. Soley, the first-team All-Canadian, gets them started. There's Paul Gleason, the astute defensive coordinator for the Mustangs. 7-3 Western early here in the first quarter of the Vanier Cup. Back at the Vanier Cup, the Western cheer team and band here in full regalia on the sidelines on this icy Saturday afternoon in Quebec City. Mustangs, 1st and 10 from the 35, missing their all-Canadian receiver, Savon Magnay-Jones, with an injured ankle, unable to go here today. He arrived in Quebec City on crutches 4 days ago. Thought he might be able to heal up in time, but could not, as Griffin Campbell makes the reception for an 8-yard gain on that first down pass. But losing your all-Canadian, your fastest receiver, is a big loss for that Western offense.
It certainly is. He's the vertical threat for that offense. And in reality, after he went down, we saw Griffin Campbell become that #1 guy last week against St. FX.
2nd and 2 for the Mustangs. And they'll stay on the ground. Trey Humes runs into the middle of that big defensive front for Saskatchewan. And it's Nick Weed, the transfer from Oregon, who sticks his nose into that fray.
Yes, for sure. The Huskies going to need number 43 to have a big game and be a tackling machine pretty much and finish with tailback. On that play, hit the hole and make the tackle on this.
Leggett, the nose tackle, was actually the one that created that initial penetration, made first contact with Humes, but it's enough for a first down.
Leggett and Bell in the interior of that defensive line. They're the Grizzlies, they call them in Saskatoon. First down, though. Play action. Hillock with time. Gets the ball away. It's knocked down and nearly intercepted.
Nice play to the D-line, man. Penetration. This is what they need from Huskies today.
Seth Hundeby got his hands on that ball, and Novak nearly picked it up.
Hillock off play action, had some time, but Hundeby disrupts it. Novak nearly makes the diving interception, selling out in the Vanier Cup.
2nd and 10. Western in a 2nd and long situation. Hillock against a 4-man rush, gets it away to Brett Ellerman on a bubble screen up the middle. Ellerman with a first down and more, and a gain of about 17 yards on the play.
Yeah, that put the D-line, the backers need to be disciplined. They can see they dropping, they create seam on the screen so they get inside and get vertical.
3 linemen down the field, but look at the pressure on Hillock. Cherry there off the edge, but he's staying calm and cool.
See footing a problem for the defensive front there. Nixon takes the reception. We'll have a gain of 7, breaks the tackle, gets away from Charlie Ringland on the corner, and he'll be just shy of the first down, a gain of about 8 yards on the play.
Hillock actually called Nixon his best route runner, has a lot of faith in number 11. You can see there, comes back to the football, fights for it, and then trying to pick up some yards after contact.
Hillock was a top baseball pitcher with an 85-mile-an-hour fastball. He gets the ball out very quickly. 2nd and less than 1. Western threatening again. Nixon in motion to the wide side of the field. Hand off to Keon Edwards. There's a flag on the play, and Edwards is straight ahead for the first down in a gain of 5, maybe 6 on the carry. Keon Edwards, who led the country this year with 837 yards during the regular season, 140 yards a game. The flag is picked up. There is no flag. It will be another Western first down. And the thing about this Western ground game is they always have fresh legs. They wear defenses down. It's a war of attrition.
We've already seen that today. Keon Edwards comes in with big run. Trey Humes, the touchdown. Edward Wainati into the ballgame. They roll through 3 tailbacks that could be starters on other teams across the country.
First down, Western at the Saskatchewan 32. Valvano motioning to the weak side. Now he goes the other way. Play action. Hillock with lots of time. And his pass is batted down again. Hundeby, for the 2nd time on this series, breaks up a Hillock pass.
Hillock was looking to the right side of the field off play action, but Campbell, his intended target on the wide side, slipped, so he had to go to another receiver coming across the field, and Hundeby knocks it down.
Hillock with that baseball throw sometimes drops his elbow. And we've seen 2 batted down here. 2nd and 10, Mustangs. Hillock, play action, throwing to the wide side. Griffin Campbell makes the catch, loses his footing after a gain of 3. So the drive will stall here, and it'll be a field goal situation. 3rd and 7, Mustangs.
The drive largely stalls due to the slippery field out there. Campbell slipped on the previous play, makes the reception this time, tries to cut up the field, but that footwear not helping him out on that play.
Field very icy in parts. Along the numbers, it's just welded ice to the field. They tried all night. The lights were on here all night as they tried to get the ice off, even used road salt, but to no avail. This will be a 36-yard field goal attempt for Brian Garrity. from the right hash marks. His longest this year, 47. Ball is up and wide right. Wide right. Iwanchina to bring it out of the end zone. He'll get to the 4 or 5 yard line. Deontay Knight makes a vicious tackle. And so Saskatchewan will have the ball spotted at the 20. They take over on offense.
It's going to be a critical drive, guys. That's going to be a critical drive for the Huskies because they back at the 10. And I think the good thing that the Western doing good at the last drive, they were throwing a lot of screen game. They find another way to run the ball, and I think this is what big problem on the defensive side of the Huskies.
Scott Flory, who's won 2 Vanier Cups as a player with Saskatchewan, 3 Grey Cups as a pro with the Montreal Alouettes. 15 years he played in La Belle Province for the Owls. An all-Canadian. Now the man at the helm in his 4th season as head coach of the Huskies. Iwanchina takes the handoff from Nias, and he's wrapped up and thrown to the turf by Austin Fordham-Miller for a short gain of 2 yards on the play.
Yeah, big play by Austin. Get vertical, low pad level, beat these men, and make the tackle in the line.
Iwanchina from Saskatoon in his 3rd season, the arts and science student. 408 yards rushing this year in a supporting role behind Adam Macart. But this offense from Saskatchewan can also roll running backs. They have a great prairie run game. But they're facing 2nd and 8. Their own 22. Nias to pass. Gets the ball away to Macart. He's all alone in the flats. Adam Macart thrown out of bounds by Daniel Valente Jr. and a 22-yard pass and run first down for the Huskies from the first-team All-Canadian.
Macart has added pass catching ability to his repertoire, and you can see Nias there. Simple, flat route, no linebackers or defensive backs in coverage. Macart easily turns it up the field for a first down.
Top running back in the country right now in terms of CFL interest. Macart in his 4th season, U Sports eligibility. First down at the 42. Play action. Nias with time rolling to the left. Throwing downfield. Daniel Perry is open. Ball is nearly intercepted. Knocked down incomplete.
Is there pressure on Nias? Do we have that look?
Robert Panabaker was the defender downfield. That ball hung up a bit.
Yeah, they were one man-to-man on that thing. I think the quarterback took a good look, but the ball was a little bit underthrown on that play.
And part of the reason why Nicholas Tedeo off the edge, putting pressure in the face of Nias, and he has to throw off his back foot there. You see, he couldn't set and drive forward to make sure that ball was way in front of his intended receiver.
The play was there. Perry was open. They just couldn't connect. 2nd and 10. Huskies at their own 42. Nias against a 4-man front. He's in trouble and sacked by the sackmaster, Deontay Knight, the best down lineman in the country this year. Led the Mustangs to the OUA with 6 quarterback sacks during the regular season.
Like I tell you guys at the beginning of the game, number 7 need to have a game. On that play, get vertical, beat his guy, get a sack.
Made a passionate speech when he accepted the J.P. Metras Trophy on Thursday night, thanking his mother for all the support she gave him. He was a junior college athlete at Arizona Western, decided to come back home. He was homesick. Western waiting with open arms, and they're glad they have him.
First quarter in the books. Western up on Saskatchewan 7-3. Andy, Donovan, Jesse will get more in-depth analysis at halftime. But in the meantime, after that first quarter, it looks like things are a bit slippery out there.
Yeah, that's the reason why both coaches called Under Armour a lot this week, because when you have the receivers wearing lineman cleats, you know it's a slippery day.
And the receivers who aren't used to wearing lineman cleats are significantly heavier, so they're getting a little comfort. This is a comfort quarter.
All right, heading into the second quarter now. Mark, Justin, and Paul with the comfy shoes here as we get set for the second quarter with Western up 7-3 over Saskatchewan. Remember, 3rd time they're meeting in the Vanier Cup. Previous 2, Western took it, but this is a tight one, gentlemen.
It's a 7-3 football game after 1 quarter at the 2021 Vanier Cup. as the Huskies get set to punt this ball away. 2 returners are back, Seth Robertson and Griffin Campbell for the Mustangs. Initially they had only 1 returner, but they've added Robertson as they have been punting to the wide side of the field a lot. There's Robertson. He's picking up the football and he's thrown out of bounds. Riker Frank making the tackle for Saskatchewan. Here are the first quarter statistics, brought to you by Wilson, the official football of U Sports.
Western controlling the time of possession and also balanced on offense. That jumps out to me. What about you, Coach Polo?
Yeah, well, the thing is, when you get an offense, 61, rushing yard 63, you keep you on your toes. So this is the thing what I was telling you guys.
Evan Hillock, the OUA Rookie of the Year, has known nothing but success in his first season of U Sports football. Hasn't lost a game yet. The handoff to Keon Edwards, and he slips on that ice, and it's a loss of 2 on the play.
The field's coming into play here, and we saw Edwards before the game playing with his footwear.
Look at this big offensive line from Western. Beamer, a first-team All-Canadian. Rahovec and Fry, second-team All-Canadians. This is a big line. It's a very active line, very athletic. They pushed teams around this year. The highest scoring offense in the OUA with 44 points on average per game. He led the nation in rushing. 2nd and 13. Hillock across the middle, in and out of the hands of Mohsen Jamal, who's into the lineup as a starter today because of the injury to Sevon Magne-Jones.
That was nearly a big flipping the field offensive play, but Jamal just couldn't come up with that laser from Hillock. Off play action across the middle, spots it perfectly, but Jamal just can't bring it in. Needs to focus all the way. Watch that ball into your hands.
This Hillock ball might be hard to catch. He put so much zip on it in the cold. Creechin to punt for Western. Colton Klassen, the lone man back to return for Saskatchewan. Creechin, the rookie. A nice spiral, trying to aim it out of bounds. Klassen on the run, takes it at his 33. He's up the sidelines, and clothesline in front of the Western bench. Max Nixon has been throwing his weight around here today.
What a hit. Oh my God, that was fast on the sideline. Never stopped and struck him pretty much.
Whoa, big time contact. Klassen meets Nixon. Saskatchewan on offense when we come back. Throwing to the wide side, Griffin Campbell makes the catch, loses his footing after a gain of 3. Field conditions continue to be a factor with the slipping and sliding on the ice here at Stade Tellis. First down, play action, ball is away on the RPO. Missed tackle, Colton Klassen heads upfield, and he's piled on across the 40.
The Huskies more and more as this game goes along are throwing on first down, showing the play action to Mackert, and again we see Klassen finding the hole in defense, sitting down in that spot. Nias zips it in there, and then Klassen just squares his shoulders and heads up the field, puts him down, and you can see the Western defenders slipping all over the field.
Defensive backs having trouble matching the cuts. Klassen, the 5-year veteran and one of the emotional leaders of this football team, with a big first down. Iwanchina takes the handoff. He'll get 6, maybe 7, and he's rode to the turf by Zach Lindley.
Yes, this is the beginning of the game. I would say Western with creating a second wall, so they were controlling this. But I feel like the O-line from Saskatchewan starting to have a groove right there.
It's only a gain of 3 by Iwanchina. 2nd and 7 for the Huskies across the Western 40-yard line.
First time we've seen 2 tailbacks in the ballgame, Mackart, Iwanchina on that last play.
Mackart by himself now with Nias in a passing situation. 2nd and about 6.5. Nias looking to the boundary. Now he throws across the middle. Knocked down. Panabaker breaking up the pass intended for Daniel Wee, but there's a flag on the play. Might there be contact on the receiver?
I I'm not sure. I'm a defensive guy, so you know me guys. I'm not sure about that play, but hey, the ref, I'm going to call that play. But I think that was a good read by the defender.
From a former quarterback, that looked like a great play from a defensive back. Panda Baker sees the ball. You're allowed to go up and spot it if you want.
Sorry, guys, it's pass interference. It's pass interference and a first down. No, they'll move it to the
forward pass interference.
They'll move to the 35. So now they'll move it
first down
automatically on the spot foul. They'll move the sticks. So Panda Baker, who's broken up a couple of passes today, a little too close to Daniel Weeb. And the Huskies march is alive. First down at the Western 35. They'll hand off to Mackart. He can't find his footing. Tries to cut upfield. Nick Terrio, the fifth-year man who studies at the Ivy School of Business at Western, makes the tackle for no gain. Terrio, amazingly, as we look at this big play by him, Justin, spent the COVID year last year finishing his undergrad in business and doing his master's. And he has a job waiting for him from McKenzie & Company Investments after this season.
Took 8 classes somehow. I'm not that smart.
Probably took more classes in the D-line. 2nd and 10 for the Huskies. A promising drive. They'll stay on the ground. Mackart with a gaping hole off tackle. Lowers the boom, runs right into Rory Kelly. Gain of 12 and a first down from the man who packs a punch from the Saskatchewan backfield.
Finally, the Huskies create a seam. Big number 78, Derek Bobia out front, gets that critical block on 27 for Western Zach Lindley to create that space for Mackart to pop through, their best run play of the game so far.
Mackart was a bit nicked in the final game of the season, healed up in time for what's been a tremendous playoff for him. There's the big O line for the Huskies. First down, Saskatchewan. Nias with lots of time, throwing downfield. Perry open, touchdown! "22 yards. Mason Nias to Daniel Perry, and the Huskies take the lead.
You can see Husky Nation here has traveled to Quebec City. Nias, calm, cool in the pocket, waited for his receiver to break open in the back of the end zone, spots a perfect football. Perry makes a beautiful over-the-shoulder grab to reel it in. All kinds of separation there on Kojo Odum.
Yeah, they beat the shutdown corner of the Mustangs to hit the end zone for the first time this afternoon. Daniel Perry, the third-year receiver from Calgary. The point after is blocked. So no good from Soli, whose trajectory looked really low as the ball came off his foot. Nias finds Perry, and the Huskies have the lead with 10 minutes to go in the first half. Saskatchewan on a 6-play drive, 66 yards and a 22-yard touchdown pass from Nias to his receiver, Perry.
Yeah, they were rushing 3, and on that play, we don't see it properly, but they give number 21 a double move. Double move against a DB on that kind of surface on the field, man. It's going to be tough for the DB. If they keep going double move, it's going to be tough for the defensive back today.
And just no ordinary DB. That's Kojo Odum, one of the most recruited defenders in the country a couple of years ago. Here's Trey Humes returning this kickoff from his 16. Humes loses his footing and goes down at the 26-yard line. So especially outside the hash marks here, you can see the shine of the ice. That's where the footing is really treacherous.
Yeah, exactly. As soon as you cross the numbers on both sides, man, it's icing, and it's tough to keep your footwork.
Evan Hillock, who comes out of that great St. Thomas More High School program in Hamilton, 3 years in a row. His team was the #1 high school football team in Canada. And now here he is at the controls of this great Western offense. First and 10, Mustangs at their own 27-yard line. Motion, hand off to Keon Edwards. Edwards gets through the first level, Gets to the linebackers, and then Charlie Ringland, the cornerback, and Hundeby, the linebacker, come up to make the tackle.
Yeah, they have a lot of yards on that play. Nathan Cherry from the Huskies was trying to set the post outside, but he get inside of him. So now they create run seam exactly on that play. So now number 43 get caught in traffic, go down and break some tackles.
Gain of 5 in the play, 2nd and 5, Western. Hillock slings a fastball to Nixon right near the first down. He's gang tackled. Whistles blow. He'll be very close to a first down. Justin Nixon, the 4th-year receiver from London, Ontario. There's that wicked sidearm kind of fastball that comes out of the arm of quarterback Evan Hillock.
You can see it slinging like a pitcher out to Nixon quickly on the hitch route and fights for enough yardage, it looks like, to move the chain.
Cam Skinner, who led Saskatchewan in tackles this year with 29. First to get there, they're going to measure. Nixon, great route runner, great ability to spread the defense, and he's just short, inches short. Greg Marshall has had a habit of going for it, and he's going to send out his backup quarterback, Jackson White, at 6'4", 225. Much more physical quarterback, and what looks like will be a sneak here from Greg Marshall. He's won 3 Vanier Cups, 2 as an assistant coach, 1 as a head coach. That was in 2017 in Hamilton when they beat Laval handily. And back here in 2018, losing in the rematch to the Rouge et Or. So the Mustangs going up against this venomous defensive front. Pickett, Leggett, Bell, Cherry. Big Nick Weeb right behind. Battle in the trenches. Jackson White sneaks the ball forward, and he will have the first down behind that big O-line and his great center, Elliott Beamer. It's a gain of 3 as they move the sticks.
Beamer and the big boys surge forward, easily getting lower on that play and allow White to just fall forward for the first down.
That was a big push by that Western front. There's White, who lost the starting job week 3 at halftime to Evan Hillock. Hillock handing off to Keon Edwards. Edwards cuts, and he's going nowhere.
Big play.
Carson Bell.
He set the edge on that play, the penetration to the rest, the pursuit to the rest, the D-line, the backers, everybody was there.
One of the Grizzly Bears in the middle, 93, Carson Bell. Look at that, throwing off the offensive lineman and then all over Edwards in the backfield. My goodness, that dude is a load.
The Grizzlies take on double teams in the middle. Here's Hillock throwing on 2nd down. He's got Nixon wide open. Nixon with a straight arm on Ringland, but Ringland forces him out of bounds short of the first down. It'll be a gain of 9. That's a second great battle out there between Nixon and Charlie Ringland.
What? Ringland actually playing with a couple of issues that kept him out of games earlier in the playoffs. He's got a torn labrum in his shoulder, namely one of them, and then another issue in his knee area.
Charlie was telling us he's going in for surgery at the end of the season on the shoulder. The hamstring kept him out of practice on Tuesday here this week in Quebec City. 3rd and a yard. And Hillock stays in at quarterback on this gamble by the Mustangs. He'll hand off to Keon Edwards. Edwards will cut upfield and run head into Clovis Lumeka for the first down.
Yeah, big play on that play. The D-line was too high on that play. This is what happened. They were too high. Instead of being low and at their pad level low, they were high trying to fight with that O-line. And when you go into that bat, well, we're going to lose that battle.
Bolo, we got a Pier 4 brawl going on along the line of scrimmage here this afternoon.
Yeah, it's crazy. Those guys are fighting. This is a game for men.
Is it ever man on man? These guys are ready for battle. Riley Pickett telling us he had a bone to pick with Zach Fry from the 2018 Mitchell Bowl. Here we go, first down. Humes takes the handoff, and he is hog-tied by Nathan Cherry and thrown down unceremoniously.
What a play by number 19, Austin. Austin, for me, is the key on that play. Look at him down the line, beat the puller, finish the tailback. What a play.
So it's a gain of only 1 on the play. Cherry puts the stop on Keon Edwards. 2nd and 9. Trey Humes in the backfield as Western continues to put fresh legs out there. Quick change of play. Clock ticking to 6 seconds. The play clock down to 4. Hillock takes the snap. Hands off to Humes. Humes slashing his way through the middle of that Huskies defense for a first down. It's a gain of 12 on the play. And a quick change of call.
Just when you think you have Western on their heels, 2nd and long, they go to that run game. Hughes down the middle, slashing run, breaking arm tackles and fighting to get that first down.
Big seam right through the middle of that Saskatchewan front. Great blocking by the Mustangs. There's Richard Nemeth, their offensive line coach. He's got these boys humming. First down, Western. Ball at the 45 of Saskatchewan. And now Edward Wanati, the rookie, the number 3 running back, is in the backfield for Western. Wanati, play action. Hillock, nobody there, throws the ball away. A broken play on that one as the man Hillock was looking for was nowhere to be found.
Yeah, and Riley Pickett was in front of the face of the quarterback. That affected the throw.
Hillock, though, calmly makes a smart decision, throws the ball away, doesn't force anything down the field.
Hillock, 7 starts this year, 8 games played, a record of 8-0 so far as the rookie quarterback for the Mustangs. A smart play to throw it away. We've seen him in the Yates Cup throw a couple of picks when he tried to force the ball. He quickly has learned his lesson. 2nd and 10. Hillock getting lots of time. Throws it downfield. It's complete to Seth Robertson for a first down across the 20 of the Huskies. First down, Western in the red zone.
Robertson breaks free on the corner route, combination route to the left-hand side of the field, mixes up the Huskies in the secondary, and look at the protection up front. Lots of time. Hillock just enough room to step into that ball in front of Pickett.
Big gain on the play. First down, a 26-yard pass and run to Robertson. They go back to Wanati on the ground. Big man at 6'2", 6'3", 210 is stacked up as he tries to go through the heart of that Husky defense.
Again, Riley Pickett of the party trying to make a statement there and fight with those O-line.
So it'll be 2nd and 7. Wanati is great running back. Nowhere to go there against Pickett in this tough front. 2nd and 7. Keon Edwards back in. Play action to him. Hillock throwing to the end zone for Ellerman. In and out of his hands. Incomplete.
Oh, my goodness.
So this drive, the Mustangs 3 for 3 on 3rd downs. But now it will stall and be a field goal situation.
Hillock off play action across the middle, has Ellerman, but just throws it a little too high, even though his target on the play stands 6'4", can't climb the ladder to reel it in.
Ellerman in his 3rd Vanier Cup in 4 seasons told his teammates, enjoy this, guys. I've been here before. Don't get nervous. Take it in. This attempt by Garrity. From the 23, the ball is up, kicked, and good. So the Mustangs retake the lead with 3 minutes and 20 seconds to go here in the opening half. 12-play drive, 66 yards, and the field goal for the Mustangs in the lead.
Welcome back to the Vanier Cup on CBC. Well, the road to the Vanier Cup has been a 2-week odyssey for the Saskatchewan Huskies. Coach Scott Flory joked with me earlier this week that they're on a one-way ticket. That's the mindset that they needed. Started with the UTEC Bowl, that nail-biter over Montreal, and concludes here. And defensive end Riley Pickett actually likened it to a minor hockey tournament trip. But it's not just a job on the field, they're also balancing their studies. Many of these players start finals on December the 8th, that's Wednesday. But if the professors are tuning in, caught a few of them doing their homework, so they'll be ready.
Yes, indeed, as Adam Mackhart scampers 14 yards for a Saskatchewan first down. And Cigna, there were guys, we saw guys in the hotel lobby with their laptops out after meetings, after practice, trying to get their homework done. There are finals to be written when they get home. But right now, there's a game to be played.
That's right, Macart into the open field as this Huskies offense is starting to find creases in the run game, and that's what Macart will do. He'll wear on you and create those big plays as the game goes along.
We're at the 3-minute warning here in the opening half with Western up by a single point. Three minutes to go to the half, and there's that big Husky offensive line. It's actually bigger than the Saskatchewan Roughriders O-line.
That's right, 3 pro prospects or picks already on the line. Nicholas Summick, 6'8", 335, Edmonton Elks draft pick. Connor Bergloff, 6'3", 300 pounds, Ottawa Red Blacks draft pick. And Noah Zaire, 6'7", 330, is in the top 20 prospects for the 2022 CFL draft.
Summick, 6'8", 335, Zaire, 6'7", 330. I got off the elevator with those big men the other day, and I felt like it was the old days when I walked in Chris Walby's shadow. They are big men, the big Hoggies up front. And they've helped establish a first down for the Huskies at their own 48-yard line. Nias, play action, looks down the middle. Ball is in and out of the hands. Daniel Weed, the intended receiver, had it for a moment, couldn't keep it.
Yeah, big play again. Man, they're trying to attack the middle of the field, and number 24 always attacking, going down and make plays on those plays.
Weeb looked like he was going to reel it in, but Panabaker playing to the end of the play until the whistle, and Nias a little bit frustrated.
Panabaker was his third breakup of this opening half for Western. 2nd and 10, Saskatchewan. 4-man rush. Nias, the ball is away to Macart. He breaks the first tackle, stays on his feet, and he'll be very close to the first down as Rory Kelly makes the tackle. Game will be about 9, close to 10 yards. We'll see where they spot it with 2:37 to go here in the half.
A little sun route. You run to the sun, create space, or some people call it an angle route there. Macart makes a tackle or miss to move the chains.
First down for Scott Flory, who has fashioned this offense in the likeness of Mark Tressman, his former coach in Montreal. Even some Don Matthews ideas sprinkled into the mix. Four receivers to the wide side. Play action. Nias going deep downfield, and it's overthrown. Intended for Brett Favre. Double coverage for the Mustangs with that first-team All-Canadian safety, Daniel Valente Jr. right there.
Nias was looking for the deep shot there, patient in the pocket, but Favre just slipped on that turf.
Nias, you see the hand warmer pack he has on his hip. He's got an electric warmer in there, a battery-operated electric warmer. These Westerners are used to playing in the cold. They come equipped to have some comforts out there.
That's what happens when you play in the prairies. Got to keep those hands warm.
2nd and 10, Huskies. Nias throws the screen to Macart. Macart upfield, and Austin Ford and Miller, the defensive tackle with great foot speed there, brings Macart down. He's slow to get up, favoring his left ankle, obviously there. Gain of 7. This is bad news.
Yeah, this is bad news for Huskies, but I want to come back on the play that number 90 just made. This is big football. He was on the line, pursued the tailback, and make a big tackle on that play. It's hard for the tackle to pursue the tailback.
It's a 285-pound tackle running down the running back, Macart, who is limping badly on the sideline, and he's being carried to the bench. So this is not good, as he cannot put any weight on his left foot. So the medical staff of the Huskies will take a look at Macart, but this is grim news if he can't return for the Huskies. David Soley stands at his 50. Seth Robertson, the lone man back for Western. A high snap. There is a flag on the shank punt. It bounces at the Western 30 across the 25, and play is whistled down in behind the play. Back around the vicinity of the punter. Did they get to him on his leg?
Hey, she jumped all over it, but I think that was offside on Western, but we'll see. Was the referee going to decide?
Referee here today, John Popplestone from the Canada West Conference.
Repeat third down.
An inadvertent whistle. So they're going to repeat the third down, which will give Soley a chance for a better punt. There's Macker getting help. Another look at that injury. Oh, made contact by Brendan Murphy on the ankle low with the big man, Ford Miller, on his back as he went down. So Macker looking at his knee over at the Saskatchewan sideline. So now Scott Flory is having a word with John Popplestone, the Regina native, getting an explanation on the inadvertent whistle.
Flory, I would imagine, would want some reasoning for why there was a flag on the play.
I think he's arguing perhaps that Western was offside. I'd like to get another look at that play.
Yes, and if there's an inadvertent whistle, there still is a penalty.
There was a flag, but Popplestone says an inadvertent whistle.
Flory is hot. Oh my.
So Flory thinks he should have a first down, and he is red hot on the Huskies sideline. But they will replay the third down, 3rd and 3. Solely standing at his 50. Seth Robertson is back, along with Griffin Campbell. Lots of time, a banner punt this time from Soley. Robertson at his own 7. Oh, and he is hit hard as he gets to the 15-yard line. But Scott Flory really upset, feeling that he should have been given a first down on what he thought was a Western offside on that third down punt situation. Flory still talking to himself.
He's calmed down now, and he wants to be aware of his body language. He doesn't want any negative energy to go throughout the rest of the team, but he was hot letting Popplestone hear about it.
9-time CFL All-Star, twice the CFL's outstanding lineman, a 3-time Grey Cup champion with the Alouettes. 1:30 to go to the half. Western first down at their 15. Get the ball away with 3 seconds on the play clock. Keon Edwards slipping and sliding to the 20-yard line. That's Nick Weed making the tackle, the Oregon transfer, who was brought down NFL running backs.
Yeah, we need him. We need him there. We just need the D-line, control the line of scrimmage, give him the time to finish the tailback.
Came back from Oregon, back to Canada. His father was ill and wanted to help his mother with doctor's appointments, and he said he's found a home in Saskatoon. 2nd and 5. Hillock to pass. Throwing to the sideline. It's complete to Seth Robertson. A 22-yard pass play in front of Aiden Samakal and a Western first down.
Hillock looking to put points on the board before the half. Slings in a corner out there to Robertson. The ball wasn't the prettiest, but hey, he spotted it perfectly there, only where his receiver could go out and dig it out. Great grab from Robertson.
Mustangs go and hurry up. Robertson playing in place of Magne Jones because of the injury, having a great first half, and that ball is thrown away. Incomplete. Nobody in the vicinity. It was a high snap that forced the quarterback, Hillock, to go to his right.
Hillock, calm, cool, and collected, gets the snap within his grasp, doesn't turn it over, but he wants that play back. Griffin Campbell was breaking free on a go route down the right sideline.
1:02 to go until halftime. It's 2nd and 10. Hillock good on 11 of 18 so far. Fires it across the middle, looking for Griffin Campbell, a bullet that goes incomplete, and so the Huskies will get the ball back with just under a minute to go. So 58.4 seconds on the clock. This bullet from Hillock, too far for Campbell, who was lined up on the play by Tanner Ryber, the safety. Colton Klassen is the lone returner for the Huskies, waiting to see whether Macart will go back out on offense after injuring his knee on the last series. A good spiraling punt from Creecham. Macart at his 24. Klassen on the return. He'll bring the ball 12 yards upfield. There's a fight in behind the play. It was Logan Bitts mixing it up. And Mackart is coming back on the field, so after being carried off, unable to put any weight on his knee, this tough son of a gun is back out there.
It looked like they were working on both legs, actually, but Mackart knows how to carry the load. It's just a nick and a bruise.
Couldn't put any weight on his left leg when he came off. 48 seconds to go. First down. Huskies, ball across the middle. Oh, Clausen with a one-handed catch with the ball behind him. And a first down. It's a gain of 14 on the play.
Nias using Mackart as a decoy again, play action. Then that ball actually tipped, but Clausen stays with it, eyes locked on it, one-handed grab, unbelievable. Coming across the middle on a crossing route with the ball up in the air, secures it for a clutch first down.
Play action. Now it's a shovel pass. Mackart, look at him move. Crosses the 50 with a juke move, and he'll have a gain of about 8 on the play.
Nias just playing games with the Western defense. Little shovel action there. Fakes the handoff to Mackart, then rolls to his left, pulls Knight up the field, slips the shovel pass in behind him, and then Mackart doing his thing, making people miss in the open field.
Make it 9.5 yards. Second and less than a yard. Mackart takes the handoff, looking left and right. He's lined up and he gets a big tackle. Lindley throws him to the turf. 15 seconds to go, though. They're still outside of field goal range, and a timeout has been called by Saskatchewan. And Mackart's still down, working on his shoe, maybe.
Just tying up that lace there. He's really becoming the bell cow on this drive. Look at that little jump cut in the hole out to his left, and then dragging Mustang defenders for as many yards as he can.
Valente putting a lick on the Husky running back, but showing his toughness coming back after what looked like a pretty serious leg injury. During this timeout, Nias is warming up on the sideline. The band getting ready for the halftime here at Stade Telus with 15 seconds to go until the halftime. So Nias trying to move this ball a little closer. The range of his kicker is about 42, is his longest for Soli this year.
You never know with these Huskies, though. Last week, thought they were going to kick a field goal, but they drove it all the way down for a touchdown.
Right now, if they attempted from here, would be a 49-yard kick, so they've got to move the ball at least 7 yards to be within Soli's range. First down, ball is away. Mackart wide open coming out of the backfield. He'll have 10 yards and a first down with 7.5 seconds to go. Time for one more play before you try a field goal.
Nias up the middle, out of the backfield, flat route. Just to stumble there, that could have been a bigger play, but the Huskies in the hurry-up offense now, right up on the ball.
Mackart returns from sick bay and is making his presence felt on this drive for Saskatchewan. Another timeout here. 7.5 seconds to go. Ball at the 32, so this would be a 39-yard attempt if they can't move it any closer. There's Soleil, who's best for 42 yards this year. Good on 9 of 14 during the regular season. Missed 2 during the UTEC Bowl. And that low trajectory on the point after that was blocked here this afternoon.
That's right, that one wasn't his fault. We got to remember, this guy's an all-Canadian caliber kicker, so he knows how to bounce back.
So 7.5 seconds to go in the half. First down, Huskies at the Western 32. Mason Nias to pass. Rolling to his right, throws it to the sideline, and Sam Baker makes the catch and steps out of bounds with 1.3 seconds on the clock. It's a 15-yard gain to set up this field goal attempt for David Soli.
Nice. Look at the presence in the pocket. Knew how much time he had. Waits, then flushes and throws a dart to the sideline. Baker gets 2 feet in. That would have been good in the NFL. Nice. Fired up about it.
Brendan Murphy of the Mustangs is down just outside the sideline at the 17-yard line. So Murphy getting attended to by the Mustang staff, favoring what looks to be his right thigh. The ball on the right hash marks for Soli. And this will be a 24-yard attempt. Ooh. May have been out of bounds as we see Murphy go down, but Sam Baker very close. Looked like his toe may have been out of bounds. But they call it a catch as Brendan Murphy, the third-year man out of Montreal, Quebec-based athlete, chose Western.
That'd be pretty much just, this is what happened. He slipped by himself. He slipped by himself.
Lots of ice near the sidelines and along the numbers, inside and outside the numbers. Between the hash marks, it's pretty good track.
Yeah, it's clean.
But it's icy here today. All right, Soli, the first-team All-Canadian kicker this year in U Sports. He's made sure he scuffed up that turf right where they want to pin the ball and set up this 24-yard field goal attempt. This will be the final play of the first half, requiring a penalty. Soli, one of 4 first-team All-Canadians for the Huskies this year. Skinner to hold from the 24-yard line. Low snap, ball is pinned, kicker slips. It's good. Soli lost his footing, but he splits the uprights from 24 yards. And as the players go to the bench, Huskies have the lead.
Just a slight slip there, but still gets enough on the football to split the uprights.
The Huskies go to the break with a 2-point lead on the Western Mustangs as we send it to the studio in Andy.
Well, two-time Vanier Cup winner Scott Flory says his team with the lead heading into the half, 12-10. We'll hear from him next and the panel as our coverage of the 56th Vanier Cup continues on CBC Sports. Vanier Cup right here on CBC Sports, heading into the half, 12-10 Saskatchewan over Western. Andy Petrillo alongside former running back with Western, Donovan Bennett, former running back with McMaster, Jesse Lumsden joining me here. A bit of a scare for Saskatchewan there with Adam Macker. It looked like his left foot was going to be done for the day, but he comes back with about 48 seconds to go, takes a big hit, so he was feeling pretty good. Looks like they'll have him for the rest of the game. But let's talk about Western here, Donovan, because they had a strong start, but also had some missed opportunities.
Yeah, no question. It was a dream start for the Mustangs. I'm sure the beer was flowing at the seats in London, Ontario, because the running game was flowing. First play of the game, untouched through the first level and second level. Big run for Edwards. Typical Western football, hat on a hat, redistributing the line of scrimmage downfield. And watch how the line moves. That zone running game now, and it's tough to keep your feet as a defensive lineman in these conditions, and means Humes is in the end zone. But some missed opportunities to make it a bigger lead. You had some miscommunication on throws. You had a couple drops. And really, when Western had the momentum early, they could have started to run away with this football game, weren't able to capitalize. That settled in a field goal there. They also had 2 big drops in terms of interceptions that could have been extra points, and I think that kept Saskatchewan in the ballgame.
Well, you mentioned conditions. We know Signa Butler, who's out there in Quebec City, had said a lot of the players changing their cleats to adapt, and that's what they've had to do, Jesse, but we've still seen some figure skating out there.
Oh yeah, definitely some tire changes happening in this game. I talked about comfort in that first quarter. You know, you should be able to pick it up and find your feet in the second quarter, but if it's a slick turf, it's a slick turf, and they're going to be battling it all game long. You're just seeing when your feet leave the perimeter of your hips, you start slipping more. So even the most sure-footed players need to understand where they can make moves, where they can cut, where they need to be able to put their feet, because that's going to allow them to get upfield, knife upfield more quickly, and create some separation from the defenders to make somebody miss. And you know, a really nice job here on this move, creating some separation. But the most sure-footed running back in the league right now, Mackert, has to pump his feet a couple times to slow himself down, which normally would have been one left foot in the ground and a move back to the inside. Now, how to do it right? If you watch Perry bottom of the screen here, slow off the line, doesn't come blazing off, but what he has as an advantage is to be able to move the defender's hips from side to side. Uses as a double move to create separation and then can accelerate past the DB to create an open wide receiver for the Saskatchewan Huskies and putting up a big touchdown there.
Yeah, so they're making this one tight, that's for sure here. So 12-10 is the score heading into half. Let's hear now from three-time U Sports Coach of the Year, Greg Marshall, who's with our Cigna.
Hey, Greg, trailing by 2, obviously a very tight game. Were you pleased with how your line was moving, though?
I think, initially, but, it's really hard to get that traction, with our offensive line. That first step, we're kind of slipping a little bit. And then our running back, it's one cut, and then if it's hard to maneuver on the surface. But, that's what we expected. This is a good football team we're playing. It's going to be this kind of second half, I believe.
What's your message to your team in the second half? What's your message to your team in the second half?
Stick with it. Stay with what we're doing. Let's, see if we can make a few corrections. It's going to come down probably to, the last field goal. And it's hard for our kickers. I mean, that you can see they're not getting great plantings, but hey, it is what it is.
Good luck in the second half.
You.
Go get warm.
Well, I'm sure you guys have heard that halftime speech, both of you having been coached by Greg Marshall. When we return, we'll hear from the guys in the booth on CBC Sports. Vanier Cup, and it's Saskatchewan taking the 12-10 lead over the Western Mustangs into the half. They're inside TELUS Stadium on the grounds of the University of Laval. The gentlemen with the call. Let's hear from them now. Mark Lee, former quarterback, Justin Dunk, and Paul Adier Saint-Valien, Carleton University defensive coordinator, each quarter belonging to both teams. Right, gentlemen? Mark.
Thanks, Andy. Well, this football game has been a tale of 2 quarters so far. In the first quarter, the Mustangs came out and they punched Saskatchewan in the mouth with their big ground game.
Well, pretty much. At the beginning of the game, we thought that the Saskatchewan front seven will be more physical, but they get surprised by the big O-line from Western and that dynamic offense.
And it was that big run by Trey Humes for 24 yards that put the first points on this football game and gave Western the early lead. The second quarter, though, Saskatchewan got its footing, and they took control of the game.
You could see that O-line starting to push people around, create seams for Adam Macart, and then, of course, give Mason Nyas time to hit Daniel Perry for that critical touchdown.
22-yard touchdown to Perry across and behind the best cover man, Kojo Odum, that the Mustangs have in their secondary. It is the Huskies up by 2. That missed point after by Saskatchewan could loom large in the second half. Andy?
All right, thank you, gentlemen. Looking forward to the second half. Well, after a CBC report this season showed a lack of diversity in U Sports, it was a call to action. McMaster University has made changes under the guidance of 2-time Grey Cup winner Corey Grant, and he joins me next. Stay with us on CBC Sports. Coming up after the Vanier Cup, we'll be taking you to Lake Louise, Alberta. It's the women's downhill race, 4:30 p.m. ET. The Italian Sofia Goggia won yesterday's race. Can she make it 2 in a row? As we welcome you back inside our CBC Sports studios. 12-10, Saskatchewan leading Western in the 56th edition of the Vanier Cup. As mentioned earlier this year, there was a CBC report showing a lack of diversity when it comes to racial and even gender inclusion in U Sports. And a lot of universities have pivoted. It has been a call to action for them. And one of those universities is McMaster University. And let's bring in now offensive coordinator for the Marauders, Corey Grant, longtime CFL player, Grey Cup champion as well, now part of that university. And I want to know, Corey, what steps have been taken when it comes to equity, diversity, and inclusion at McMaster in particular?
I think we've been doing a lot of different things, and one of the things is we've talked about our hiring practices. We've looked at our policies. We've also looked at putting in financial, taking down some of the financial barriers, so working with the OUA and getting scholarships. And we actually have a Black scholarship for our Black student athletes that are coming in at McMaster. So we've been doing a lot of different things in a lot of different areas. And one of the things we've also been doing is working with other universities to create a program and to create a campaign. So I've been working with coaches like Darrell Adams, Michael Folds, Josh Jacoby, JV, Kwame from Queens, Randy from Windsor, and putting something together so we can talk about coming together and fighting against racism.
The school has also established 2 apprenticeship football coaching programs for women. Why was that important to you?
I think it was important because I think it's important that we get the idea of football is not just being a male prevalent sport. And some of the best teachers that I've had have been women and getting women into this area. I also think that it's about opening doors for women to get into sports and into coaching. And this is a great thing because I have a young daughter, Kiana Grant, and my son, Devon Grant. And I want them to see what they can be and to see that change can happen. And it just takes about working with others.
Appreciate all the work that you're doing, Corey. It's great stuff, and I know a lot of people are very thankful for that. And thank you for taking the time here today. Corey Grant over the McMaster Marauders, offensive coordinator with that university, also Grey Cup champion. Speaking of women, both of these programs here, Western Saskatchewan, their athletic directors are women. Christine Stapleton with Western, Shannon Chin with Saskatchewan. Scott Flory has won the Vanier Cup twice, both as a player, looking for his first as a head coach. His Huskies with a 12-10 lead. Here he is with Signa Butler.
Scott, much different scenario than last week against Montreal. You do have the lead. It's a slight one. Any message to your team at halftime?
Yeah, we just got to, do what we do, be us and finish the game, right? Like, I think that's a really good football team. We adapted there early, and it's going to be a good second half here. We got to finish the deal, though.
Okay, good luck with that.
Thank you.
Let's see who does finish the deals. We head to the second half. Once again, Mark, Justin, Paul with the call.
Welcome back to the Scotiabank Vanier Cup presented by Levio as we take a look at the halftime statistics brought to you by Wilson, the official football of U Sports. Pretty good balance there. 214 yards offense for the Mustangs to 176 for the Huskies. First half in which we saw 4 lead changes.
Everybody thought the ground game was going to be leading the way for both teams, but it's the passing offenses that have taken over, specifically Mason Nias with that touchdown pass to Daniel Perry to help the Huskies hold the lead at half.
Very cold conditions persist here in Quebec City. Temperature -10 with a wind chill that makes it feel like -14, and the sun is going down. So the second half, the temperature will plummet too. The Mustangs really owned the start of this football game when they scored on that Humes touchdown. 2 minutes, 47 seconds into the game, really pushing around these big Huskies. The Huskies, though, who are used to coming from behind, had a great second quarter.
Exactly. Usually they finish strong second quarter, so we expect them to finish the second half of that game.
1 touchdown each. Humes on the ground. Daniel Perry through the air from Mason Nias. The Huskies won the toss to defer to the second half. And they will take the ball to start this second half. There's Brian Garrity, their rookie place kicker, filling the awfully big shoes left open by Mark Leggio, who in 2019 became the first player to be named a first-team All-Canadian at both kicker and punter. Now in the Canadian Football League, Paul Gleason, the defensive coordinator, with head coach Greg Marshall. Gleason, every week, his players rave about what they call the Bible, Coach Polo, that from Saturday night after the game till Tuesday at 3 o'clock, he hands them a 20-page scouting report full of tendencies.
This is the key of success. You know your plays, you know where you go in, you know the tendency. Well, you have a good chance to win the football game.
That's why it always looks like the Western defense is in the other team's huddle. They're so well prepared. Garrity to kick it off to start this second half. Iwan China with the ball at his own 15. Backup running back for the Huskies. A nice move, lowers the shoulder, running behind his pads, through the kicker and down the sidelines. Panabaker knocks him out, the last Mustang back to make the tackle as Iwanchina runs behind his pads.
Iwanchina, more affectionately known as Chewy by his Huskies teammates, running over Mustang defenders, showing you that physicality that he's brought over from the Canadian Junior Football League, won multiple titles in the Canadian Bowl with the Saskatchewan Hilltops there, finds his seam, decides they're going to run this dude over and then take it down the sideline, showing the power and speed.
42-yard kickoff return by Iwanchina, and Saskatchewan will start the second half first down across center field. Macart, great gallop up the middle, and he'll have a gain of 7 on the play. There's Panabaker, the last man back to knock Iwanchina out of touch. That 42-yard return to set up this offense with great field position.
Yeah, exactly. Starting in the middle. And the thing is, the O-line from Saskatchewan, I tell you, since the end of the second quarter, they have it a rhythm. They're starting to control the middle of the field.
2nd and 3. A 2-back set for the Huskies. Iwanchina following the block. Big hole, gaping hole. Finally chipped, but there's a flag back near the line of scrimmage. This could be coming back on the hold.
Iwanchina off the right side there. You can see 62, the right tackle. Nick Sumick, it looks like he spun around that defensive lineman.
So it is a holding penalty against Saskatchewan. 10-yard penalty.
Saskatchewan, number 56, 10-yard penalty.
Ola Bimtan, the center, right in the middle of your screen. That hold maybe allowed Iwanchina to escape the front four.
Holding in number 97, Malcolm Inns will be active in the middle.
2nd and 14. Four-man front and the four-man rush. Nias dancing away from Knight. Buying time, throws it to the sideline. It's complete to Macart. He'll have a gain of maybe 4 to get back to the original line of scrimmage, but a flag on the play back at the 30 in the secondary of the Mustangs. Macart had that injury in the second quarter, couldn't put any weight on his leg, has come back with gusto. Let's sort out this penalty. It is pass interference against the Mustangs. A 15-yard penalty will give Saskatchewan a first down at the 45-yard line.
You can see there it is right in the middle of your screen, number 23 for the Mustangs. Daniel Valente Jr. pushes Klaas into the ground.
So it's a 10-yard penalty. It'll make it 2nd and 4. Hand off to Macart. Macart following his Hoggies. And helmet goes flying on the field. And this gain will be short of the first down.
It's getting physical in the trenches there. Macart sticking his nose. There was a helmet that came free. It looks like Ola Bimtan's helmet is the one rolling on the turf.
And it's a battle in the trenches. Two big teams. Two big running games. Look at the center. Tossed unceremoniously with his bucket off.
They got it.
Ola Bimtan, big center for this big Husky O-line, and they will go for it on 3rd down as Ethan Watson, the backup quarterback, 6'3", 205, a bigger quarterback than Nias for this 3rd down gamble behind this big O-line. He'll hand off in the backfield. Iwanchina, I'm not sure he got there. A deep handoff. And Western may have forced a turnover on downs.
On that play, the D-line, the front 7, everybody was all in. They shoot the gap, they get penetration. We're gonna see if they got the first down. I'm pretty sure there's no first down on this.
They're gonna measure, but it doesn't look like it's far enough. They had to get to just shy of the 41.
Iceman 27, you can see down the line. 27 down the line, finish to the tailback. Wide out play by number Zach Lindy.
Why wouldn't they sneak that play? Why would they have a deep handoff?
Well, the thing is, before the play I was watching, it was a long yard. That was a long yard.
A short turnover on downs. Mustangs take over after that promising first offensive series by the Huskies. So the third down gamble fails for Scott Flory and Saskatchewan. The Mustangs are all fired up. They're on offense when we come back. Greg Marshall, one of the most decorated coaches in U Sports football, has populated the OUA with his assistants who've moved on to head jobs. Steve Snyder was named U Sports Coach of the Year on Thursday night at Queens. Chris Bertoya at Waterloo, Jean-Paul Cercelli at Windsor, and Michael Faulds at Laurier. But all of those coaches were 0 for 6 against the old boss this year in OUA play. First down Western. They take over on downs. Humes with the handoff, cutting a swath through this Saskatchewan defense. And he'll have a gain of about 17 and a first down for the Mustangs. Trey Humes, who opened the game with that touchdown.
That's the way we saw Western's offensive line start the ball game, resetting the line of scrimmage, getting to the second level, creating a seam for Humes. Great job by the offensive line, getting off the double teams into the second level, and the receivers blocking downfield too.
Play action to Humes. Hillock wide open. Griffin Campbell at the 20-yard line in a foot race. Campbell still on his feet. Touchdown, Western. Oh, the Mustangs with a dagger. 51 yards. Hillock to Campbell to take the lead.
Just like Western started the game, they went right down the field on their opening possession. Well, to start the second half, they do the same thing. Play action. Hillock on point to Campbell, who uses his athletic ability to get into the end zone for his rookie QB. Likes what he sees.
Hillock, the gunslinger, with a 51-yard bullet. Campbell picking on the rookie safety, Tanner Ryber, for the touchdown. Point after for Brian Garrity is up and good. So the Mustangs, in their first possession after stopping Saskatchewan on a third down gamble, take it down the field and strike quickly for the lead.
A rare situation where the Huskies were playing man coverage. You mentioned it, Mark. The young defensive back there, Ryber, getting beat across his face. Campbell coming from the strong side to the weak side. Hillock spots it for the TD.
2 plays, 68 yards, touchdown. Griffin Campbell, the fourth-year senior out of London, shows you how he stretches defenses with his foot speed.
Let's finish it.
So the fifth lead change of this football game. Mustangs back in front. Coach Marshall was talking at the half about some adjustments. That's one of the uncanny things about the Western program, is they come out of halftime and they make a lot of fixes and they find a lot of flaws from their opponents.
This is what good team does. If you adjust quick, you take your chance and you score.
Short kick from Garrity. Jump ball. Flag on the play. Carter Dahl comes down with the football.
Decline it.
It looks like this might be going against Western and Saskatchewan, discussing whether to decline the penalty because they have such great field position. Offside, Mustangs. It will be declined. And so Saskatchewan, second time in this half, with great field position to start their drive.
Offside. Western penalty declined.
Mason Nias, who fashioned that remarkable come-from-behind last-minute drive 1 week ago in Montreal, said it was a powerful feeling. Everyone was against us. He embraces the challenge. Mild-mannered, great kid. Colton Klassen takes the short pitch. Can't keep his footing as Valente Jr., the safety, and first-team All-Canadian, makes the tackle right near the line of scrimmage.
Big play on this, great angle, good pad leverage, keep his footwork inside out. Big tackle on that play by number 23, Daniel Valente.
Valente was going down himself, but he managed to reach back and make that saving tackle for a loss of 1 on the play. Make it 2nd and 11. Devin Colmer is into the game at linebacker for Brendan Murphy, who was injured in the first half. Sam Baker, the touchdown maker, has the catch. Still battling for more yardage as the Mustangs try to strip him. And now there's some pushing and shoving as the Hoggies get into it for the Huskies. The big men from the Saskatchewan O-line coming to the aid of their fleet-footed receiver.
Nia's second and long situation, stares it down the barrel and delivers a strike to Baker, who sits down in the hole in the zone. And then the extracurricular activities gets held up, wants to drag some Mustangs. And you can see at the end, Knight pushing Summit there. The two big fellas getting after it.
Knight took a forearm shiver or a punch to the head of Zaire as well. First down, Saskatchewan. Western Territory. Pitch out. Mackert. Lots of daylight there. Good block on the edge from Sam Baker, and big contact in front of the Saskatchewan bench. Rory Kelly lowers the boom, but Mackert drives the ball close to a first down. It will be a first down as they move the chains.
Creative play calling here. Get the defense just to take a step to the right and then flip it to Mackert on the short side. Baker with the pancake block. Mackert doing what he does in the open field. Look at 85 here, doing work when the ball is not in the air. Critical for receivers.
Baker driving Hannah Baker to the turf on a big block for the receiver. First down, Huskies. They will stay on the ground. Adam Mackert following a block. He'll have a short gain and hits the turf after a 3-yard pickup, and Valenti was a missile coming in from free safety there.
Yeah, good angle. He's a presence in the run. You can see it, but I want to bring your attention right there. It's been a couple of times that the Huskies are running the ball on number 10. Nicolas Thériault, they try to have the edge, and every time they run the ball to number 10, they have success.
So Thériault might be the edge to pick on. 2nd and 7. Huskies. Nias to pass. He's flushed on the blitz and throws it away. Zach Lindley coming in from his Sam linebacker position to put pressure on the Saskatchewan quarterback.
Nias trying to stand in. It looked like a miscommunication on routes. He was hoping to see a receiver break to the middle of the field. Instead, they went to the corner. That allowed the pressure from Thériault there off the edge to get there, as well as Lindley.
So 3rd down and 7 for Mason Nias and the Huskies. This will set up a 40-yard field goal attempt by David Soley. His longest this year, 42. Remember the footing. Even when he scuffed the turf for that 24-yard attempt, he lost his place. From 40, low snap. Ball is pinned. It's up and wide left. Soley misses. It's Seth Robertson who'll take it out of the end zone and step out of bounds at the 10. And they will get the ball at the 20 in U Sports. Robertson throwing the ball at Kyle Newton. And there is a flag on the play. John Popplestone, the Regina native out of the Can West Conference. Will this go against the Mustangs? Rough play. Mustangs. Ball's coming back. So another missed opportunity. That's 4 kicking points that have been taken off the board for the Huskies. They'll move the ball back to the western 5-yard line. That's where they will scrimmage first down when we return to the 2021 Vanier Cup. Back in Quebec City, as the Mustangs will have their deepest field position in their own end to start this offensive drive. Rough play penalty will spot the ball at the western 5-yard line. Keon Edwards has come back into this football game for the first time in this second half. Edwards leading the OUA and the country in rushing this year. Standing in his end zone behind the quarterback, Evan Hillock. They'll take the handoff. Edwards quickly knocked down. He'll have a short gain of maybe 2 on the play.
Yeah, big play by number 91, Riley Pickett. Because the thing is, what Wazoo is doing is they try to wedge the inside guys and get to the second level. And now 91 shed his guy, finish with the tailback, and make the play on this.
Great battle. The interior, Elliott Beamer, the center, taking on Carson Bell, one of those Grizzlies in the interior of the defensive line. Gain of 1. 2nd and 9 for Western. Great chance here for Saskatchewan to flip field position. Hillock throwing. Griffin Campbell, the intended receiver. It's incomplete. Great coverage on the play by Cam Skinner.
Not only flip field position, Mark, but decision time here for Greg Marshall. Do you take the safety and play the field position game? We're going to find out.
Good call, Justin. That's something we've seen opponents do time and time again against the Mustangs. Will they give up 2 and make it a field goal football game? Mustangs with a 5-point lead. Colton Klassen is the lone Husky standing at the Mustang 52. Cam Creecham, the rookie place kicker, will indeed concede a 2-point safety to deal with what would have been a real flip in field position. And so Greg Marshall tactically gives up 2. His team leads by a field goal.
It still should be favorable field position for the Huskies as Greg Marshall looks on the offense coming on the field for Saskatchewan.
Marshall has his team in this game for a record 15th time, 15th appearance. They are 7-7, looking for their 8th win. Scott Flory's team back for the first time since 2006, the 10th Vanier Cup appearance for the Huskies franchise. Great matching of minds on the sidelines here this afternoon. So Saskatchewan will get the ball at the 35-yard line to start this series after Western gave up the safety. Handoff to Adam Mackart. Mackart crashing upfield. Riley McLeod, the rookie middle linebacker, makes the tackle as we go to the sidelines. And here's Signa.
Well, Mark, I had a chance to catch up with Scott Flory's old Alouettes coach, Mark Trestman. He said he's not surprised his former player ended up in coaching, saying he's one of the most consistent, respectful guys he knows, not to mention that great football knowledge. Flory was always curious about not just his guard position on the offensive line, but how the offense was all interconnected. They watched thousands of hours of films together, and Trestman told Flory, you better pay attention because one day you'll be coaching your kids' team, or in this case, your alma mater.
15-year Alouette. A great one on the O-line. Baker with the reception. He'll be short of the first down marker at the 45 by about a yard. Again, Riley McLeod, the middle linebacker who took over that spot this season when Devin Comber, the veteran, suffered a broken collarbone. Comber actually made his first return to the lineup in the Yates Cup. So the punt unit has been sent out onto the football field by Scott Flory, taking no chances in a 3-point football game.
Yeah, it's still early in the second half, so I think that you see that it's a 3-point game, so you don't need to take the chance and kill Western. I think it's the right decision right now.
Soley stands at his 30. Campbell and Robertson, the 2 returners for the Mustangs. Oh, a bobbled snap. Soley in trouble. Gets outside. He does get the ball kicked away. Campbell takes it at his 40. Comes back 3 yards and steps out of bounds, but a near disaster averted by the All-Canadian Soley.
Make the best of it, because that could be a disaster on that thing. Juggle the ball, beat the guy outside, and at least find a way to keep the ball and protect the field position for the Huskies.
Jackson Finley was right there, but again, the slippery footing helped the kicker get away. But Western, back at their 5 in the last series, will start this offensive drive at their 38. Edward Wanati, the rookie, is in at running back. Play action to him. Hillock throwing it downfield. Oh, nearly intercepted. Nick Weeb, the middle linebacker from Okotoks, Alberta, with a great play to break it up.
Weeb's showing you his range in pass coverage. He's used to playing against next-level stars who've gone to the NFL. Well, right there, he reads the eyes of the quarterback, gets in the throwing lane. One hand on it, knocks it away, but almost comes up with an interception.
Flory says he's 230 pounds, but he runs like he's 180. Good example of that right there to break it up. 2nd and 10. Wanati remains in the backfield for Western. He'll block. Hillock throwing to the wide side. Campbell makes the catch, and he's quickly taken down by Charlie Ringland by a gain of 7. And so it'll be 3rd and 3 Mustangs, and out comes the Western punt unit.
Big play by Ringland at the beginning of the game. They were missing the tackle, and you can see from the Saskatchewan guys, they do win the right thing. Tackle low, the legs, cutting those guys and get the footing back.
Guys, this is a great battle out here today. How about the energy in the room on Thursday night of the Player Awards, where Western and Saskatchewan alternately were cheering on their players when they were saluted on the video screen. There was a lot of roaring going on. Some of the Saskatchewan guys, well, Pickett said he almost wanted to go over to the Western tables and give them a word. Klassen at the 30. Upfield about 5 yards on the return as Zinimirski, the long snapper for the Mustangs, is first downfield to make the tackle. So Saskatchewan back on offense when our coverage of the Vanier Cup continues. Dusk beginning to fall here in Quebec City on a chilly afternoon of championship football. This season 2 weeks delayed because of COVID and a shorter training camp, and so this championship game being played in December for the first time in, as far as I can remember, ever. First down, Huskies. They'll stay on the ground, and Ewan Chena is gang tackled by a host of Western defenders, and it'll be maybe a loss on the play.
Yeah, on that play, the tackle Austin and Malcolm was vertical. They keep the pad level low, so that make them hard to move. So they stand the gap and they control it, cancel the cutback pretty much.
This big O-line is getting a battle in the trenches from the Western front. Deontay Knight, the All-Canadian and JP Metris Trophy winner this year, on the edge and the ringleader in that front. Second and about 11. Four-man rush from Western. Nias with lots of time throws it out of the backfield to Weeb, and Weeb is chipped by Panabaker. Gain of 3, and Saskatchewan will have to punt.
Weeb coming across the middle on the crossing route. Nice was looking elsewhere to throw it past the sticks, but credit the secondary coverage from the top down, and then Panabaker coming downhill and laying a sure tackle on Weeb.
Panabaker, the third-year kinesiology major from London, Ontario. And Deontay Knight is the injured Western Mustang. Big man has wreaked havoc this year after being injured for most of 2019. Maybe a cramp here as they stretch his calf muscle. But Knight putting on weight during the COVID season, putting on muscle and strength, and has been a great force this year, leading the OUA, winning the OUA Lineman Award and the JP Metris Lineman of the Year in the youth sports. So let's go down to the sidelines and hear Sigmund.
Yeah, well, I was talking to Western coach Greg Marshall about Deontay Knight and his sort of evolution since arriving from Arizona College. He said when Deontay first started out, he was a little bit rambunctious, maybe a bit immature, but he's really progressed both in his leadership and what Marshall calls matured aggression. And the great moment you guys alluded to at the speech the other night when he accepted the JP Metris Trophy, thanking his mother, Natasha, for always being there for him, being his idol in his back home, and that's why he has such success, because of her.
His father, Dwayne Knight, is a detective in the Ottawa Police Force and played 3 years in the CFL as a defensive back for Ottawa, Winnipeg, and BC. Knight accepting the JP Metris Award on Thursday night. There's a high snap. Solely gets it away to the 40. Seth Robertson trying to get outside. He won't get there. He is forced out of bounds by Logan Bitts for no return on the play. Both teams have had good field position in the last 2 drives, but unable to move the sticks. Trey Humes coming back in, and in this second half, Coach Marshall has begun to rotate his defensive backs by series, not by down.
The running backs, yes, he's gone through them and not having them come off the field and back in again on the same series. Wants to make sure they're rested when they're out there. So Humes running through, Edwards, and of course Wainati as well.
First down Mustangs at their own 38-yard line. Lights are on in Quebec City. A high snap, one-handed play, and Humes will take the handoff on a great effort by Hillock. But there's Nick Wiebe, that middle linebacker with 3 years of Division I NCAA experience, making the tackle for no gain.
You see number 90 set the edge, 43 Shad, be able to make the tackle. You're starting to see number 3 a little bit more on the second half.
So far, Saskatchewan is keeping the running game of Western fairly intact. 44 yards for Edwards, 60 for Humes. Remember, this is an offense that rushed for 469 last week in the Mitchell Bowl. Griffin Campbell breaks a tackle from Cam Skinner and heads up the sideline for a Western first down. Campbell has been the featured receiver here tonight.
He has, and that's a matchup the Mustangs like. Campbell on a first-year starter in Skinner. Simple timing out route. Hillock puts it on the money. Campbell turns up the field to move the sticks.
Western goes across midfield into Saskatchewan territory with a first down. Humes charging, great hole, high knees, and another first down as Humes cuts a swath en route to the tackle by Clovis Lumeka.
Mark, Humes heard you talking about how that Western ground game has been stalled a little bit. Rips one off here. Credit the offensive line, creating that seam off the right side. Humes shows the burst and says, yeah, I heard you guys talking about me up there.
Fifth-year veteran says he feeds off of Keon Edwards, the two of them. Great tandem, and then you add Edouard Bonatti into the mix. On the ground, play action. This time Hillock throwing downfield for Valvano. The fullback leaking out of the backfield down the sidelines, and the ball just too far.
Valvano, normally used in the blocking game, Mark has alluded to, had been at Western for 8 years. Play action to Humes, who almost slips, but Hillock leads him. Valvano just can't run underneath it. Tendency breaker there with Valvano going down the sideline.
Valvano had 2 touchdown catches in the OUA playoffs after not getting a ball thrown his way during the regular season. This is what Western will do to you. They'll leak a guy like him out of the backfield when no one expects it. And that one just missed. So second down and 10. Mustangs with the play clock ticking 8 seconds and counting to get the play last minute from the sideline. Hillock, play action, wants to throw. He has time, throwing back across the field to Justin Nixon. He's wide open. Nixon still on his feet and finally wrestled down close to the 15-yard line of the Huskies. And a gain of 23 on the play.
Play call came in late, but Hillock, he shows you the composure, goes through his read progression, comes all the way back across to the left side of the field. Normally, you don't want to throw against the grain, but Nixon was so wide open on that crossing route to the left-hand side of the field, and he flashes that arm strength.
Humes carries on first down, and some tough sledding there, as Nathan Cherry and Carson Bell help stack up the line of scrimmage on the D-line for the Huskies. Humes coming out on second and 10. No gain on the play. In comes Keon Edwards. Final seconds ticking off the clock in the third quarter. This will be the last play of the third quarter. The Mustangs trying to build on a 3-point lead. Second and 10 from the 18 of Saskatchewan. Hillock throwing a bubble screen to Griffin Campbell with blocking. Campbell to the end zone, touchdown! Perfectly executed screen pass. And Campbell opens the Western lead. His second touchdown catch of this second half.
Campbell is a focus on the play, and rightfully so, because he scores the touchdown. But look at number 67, Zach Fry, getting out down the field, seals off the final defender to get Campbell into the end zone. Critical block from the big tackle, showing you his athleticism and next level ability. He will be a CFL prospect for that reason.
Great presence of mind of Campbell to wait for big Zach Fry to get out there to throw the block. Seth Robertson's having himself a game, and look at the emotions on that Western bench as they go up by 10 to end the third quarter of this Vanier Cup in Quebec City.
No. 2 times. That's 2 times.
Western with an 8-play drive, 72 yards, and a 17-yard touchdown pass from Hillock on the bubble screen to Campbell.
Campbell, the presence of mind to be patient, wait for his blockers to get there. You can see 67, Zach Fry flashing your screen, making that critical block. Hillock, his second touchdown pass of the day, has not turned it over. The rookie quarterback showing no nerves in the Vanier Cup.
Rookie quarterback has not been beaten this year, and his play belies his experience. Cam Creechin, or rather Brian Garrity, will tee it up. Start this fourth quarter. The Mustangs with a 10-point lead, up 24-14. Iwanchina at his own 16-yard line. Straight up the middle, he's got a gap, and he's chipped up as he crashes to the turf at the 45-yard line. Jake Andrews, who's playing with 3 broken fingers and a clubbed-up hand, with a big tackle for the Mustangs. Third quarter statistics are brought to you by Wilson, the official football of U Sports.
Hillock taking over in the passing game, 239 yards. When we spent so much time talking about the Western run game coming in, they've changed it up on the Huskies.
Huskies having a hard time with their ground game right now as Nias throws high for Klassen. And Klassen is hammered by Rory Kelly and can't hold on. Kelly was a big find as a transfer from Acadia this year.
Went to the pressure coming in the middle of the field. Number 27, and Zach Lendley, that's starting to be a problem in the second half. He was present there in the run, there on the pass.
Lindley has been coming on the blitz now in the second half, shooting the gap, putting great pressure on Nias. 2nd and 10, Saskatchewan. Need to respond if they want to stay in this game. Nias dumps it out to Mackert. Mackert lowers his shoulders, and he's thrown down in a suplex move, and now some excessive celebration. That was Lawrence Bowers-Kane who made the tackle, but there is a flag on the play and an injured Mustang. Looks like Deontay Knight is down again.
Nias out of the pocket, drawing it up in the dirt, sees Mackart come free, and then boom! The pancake slam. Goodness me, it's physical down there on the field.
This might be against Saskatchewan. There's a late Husky coming into the pile. Let's see what the official, John Popplestone, has to say. Yes, indeed. Unnecessary roughness. And Knight getting more attention to his right leg. That kind of stretch usually indicates a calf cramp. That was the same leg that he was favoring when he was down earlier in this half. So Knight is up and moving under his own steam.
Third down.
So 3rd down for the Huskies. It'll be 3rd and 18 and another punting situation. David Soley, who has a 43.4-yard average. And the Huskies have gone cold here in the second half. Griffin Campbell and Seth Robertson are back to return. Line drive to Seth Robertson at his 35. Robertson dancing on the ice. Late shot. Flags fly near the Western bench on a late hit on the sideline. Tempers beginning to flare in what has been a physical football game between 2 very evenly matched teams. Big lines and great running games.
Yeah, but watching this, you can see that slowly but surely the Western starting to take the physical play.
It's unnecessary roughness against Western. That was Kyle Newton in late. Mohsen Jamal gets the penalty. That will move the ball back. like Newton may have gotten away with something on the sidelines. There's that big defensive front for Saskatchewan. Cherry on the edge, the All-Canadian. Humes takes the handoff. He's got a gaping hole. Humes at full speed. Check that, Wanati. Edward Wanati. Breakaway speed. Brought down at the Saskatchewan 30. The rookie running back gets a chance to shine here in the big game. A 56-yard run for the Quebec athlete who decided he wanted a change. The one back that Glenn Constantine recruited and wanted this year for Laval.
You can see the kick-out block to get him free, and then 67 Zach Fry again up the field creates the seam for Wanati, the home run hitter in that backfield. And Mark, you alluded to it. Glenn Constantine, the Laval head coach, recruited Wanati, who's from Montreal, wanted him to be the feature back for the Rougier, but he decided to go to Western. That's a decision that normally goes Laval's way. And you can see right here, double counter action, kick out block on the backside. 58 gets it started for the Mustangs. Phil Grahovic and then Fry doing the dirty work as well to get Wanati free down the seam.
You know, the great Jesse Lumsden, the former MAC running back, is on the panel today, and a lot of coaches have been comparing Wanati to Jesse Lumsden. Similar stature, that first cut breakaway speed. Seth Robertson was the injured Mustang as he hobbled off to the sideline. Mustangs with a chance now to really put the Huskies down deep. First down at the Saskatchewan 30. It's Keon Edwards carrying the ball. He cuts upfield. There's another flag on the play as he's brought down after a gain of 5 yards. Nick Weed making contact. There's Wanati celebrating on the sideline.
Yeah, concerned that way. The O-line trying to block the tackles. You can see the holding on number 90, and you can see some punches on this.
Spencer Hood making a big block there and getting perhaps a little bit of a tug on the play. So the holding call observed by the officials. 10-yard penalty. And it'll be first and 20. The ball backed up now to the Saskatchewan 40. Western will stay on the ground. Keon Edwards is stopped right in his tracks and driven back. And Riley Pickett and Nick Weeb are right there to stop the #1 running back in the country, Keon Edwards.
Yeah, exactly. You can see that in Saskatchewan want to go vertical. They keep fighting. They still want to push that whole line. But I'm going to tell you, switching tailback like this, they're changing the pace, and he's getting tough on the defense right now.
Fresh legs on every down. Edwards stays in the game. Hillock throwing to the near sideline. Justin Nixon makes the catch. Steps out of bounds for a gain of 10. Halfway to the first down marker. It'll be 3rd and 10. And a field goal opportunity for the Mustangs. Brian Garrity comes out to attempt this field goal from the 37-yard line. Well within his range, his best this year from 47 yards out. Nias warming on the sidelines. Same script for him. His team down in the 4th quarter. Can he come back like he did a week ago against Montreal? From the 37. Brian Garrity of Chatham, Ontario, the rookie place kicker. Hits the ball hard. And it's good. So 37 yards through the uprights for Garrity, and Western leads 27-14 with 12:01 to go. Still lots of time left in this Vanier Cup. This was the scene in 2017 in Hamilton when the Mustangs last won the Vanier Cup with a 39-17 victory over Laval. They returned a year later right here to Stade Telus, only to be beaten by Laval. Now this team can taste victory again in their 3rd appearance in 4 seasons in the U Sports Football National Championship. They're up by 17, 27-14. dominant football team. In the OUA, they have been the team of the last half century. First down, Huskies. Nias throwing. Sam Baker makes the catch and then takes a big hit from Daniel Valenti Jr., the first-team All-Canadian safety for the Mustangs.
Daniel has been a presence during that game. He's been all over the place, making tackle, good footwork, good angle, and just the receiver.
Valenti, the team leader on defense, he calls the signals. He's the connection between the defensive coordinator, Paul Gleason, and this mighty defense. Gain of 5 on the play, 2nd and 5, Saskatchewan. Nias fires the ball. It's complete, a broken tackle. Daniel Perry heads upfield, getting away from Kojo Odum, the boundary corner.
Intriguing matchup on the weak side of the field. Nias timing ball to Perry, hitch route stops, makes Odum miss the tackle, then heads down the sideline. Critical first down play for this Huskies offense that needs to get going.
There's Paul Gleason, the defensive coordinator for the Mustangs, who has just written a 200-page hardcover book on the history of Mustang football called The Mustang Legend. He's a big part of that. First down. Backhart loses his footing, stumbling his way across the 50-yard line. So really no gain on the play, and Mason Nias and the Huskies will be in a 2nd and 10 situation.
Again, the field conditions coming into play. You can see Mackart sliding all over. That's what put him down to the turf.
Even road salt hasn't been able to break up some of the ice on this field as they worked all night long trying to make it playable. 2nd and 10, 4-man rush. Ball is away and nearly intercepted. Rory Kelly, who's been a big force in the secondary, broke it up and could have intercepted it.
Big play by Rory Kelly on that play. Nice break, but you can see on the edge. Number 7, giving a good pass rush to the quarterback. Lead to that play, but hey, what a break by number 28. That was close. He shouldn't come down that ball.
So 3rd and 10. Great misery. And Campbell back to return for Western. Soley stands at his 45 as this Husky offense has gone cold in the 2nd half. Soley has it nearly blocked, gets it away. A wobbly ball bouncing to Griffin Campbell at his own 11-yard line. Campbell with nowhere to go is shoved out of bounds. And more flags in a battle behind the play. Some pushing and shoving. Spencer Nichols getting mixed up in that one. We'll sort it out when we come back. Well, there's a reason they call Western running back U. Look at the great running backs over the years. Greg Marshall, his brother Blake, playing back-to-back careers for the Mustangs. Dwayne Ford, a great career in the CFL. Tim Tyndale, who was a nasty back. And look at what they've accomplished with these 3 running backs sharing the ball this season. Nearly 3,000 yards in rushing, led by Keon Edwards, 1764. This is regular season and playoff calculations. The penalty did go against Spencer Nichols, and Keon Edwards carries the football as the Mustangs try to dig out of their own end at the 5-yard line.
Yeah, big play again by Riley Pickley on this one. They tried to cut him back. They tried to cut him on the backside, but crashing and finishing the tailback. Put him in 2nd and 10.
Scott Flory and the Huskies need something here. A big stand. Trailing by 17 points with 9 minutes to go in regulation time. 2nd down and long. Hillock dumps it out of the backfield to Keon Edwards. Edwards breaking tackles upfield, and he'll have a massive first down on the play. So there goes the field position flip, or even a chance to get a 2-point safety conceded by Western as they move the sticks.
That play call shows you the faith that Greg Marshall has in his rookie quarterback. Hillock, calm, composed in the pocket, allows the defensive lineman to come to him, dumps it over top to Edwards on the screen pass. They got numbers down the field in front of him, and he finishes with a little flex.
First down, Mustangs at their own 28-yard line. Safety would have made it a 2-possession game, but Edwards thinking otherwise with that great play. Humes is into the game now, charging. Look at the way those running backs attack that defense at top speed as they hit the D-line.
The running backs playing downhill football. They like to tilt the field just like galloping horses, kind of like the Mustangs. You can see Humes hitting that hole with authority.
Well, the Huskies haven't seen a running attack like this year. Gain of 7 on the play by Humes. 2nd and 3. Back to Humes. Oh, check that. Hillock with a great fake. Faked us all out. He'll take the ball and scamper out of bounds for a 10-yard gain and a first down.
Hillock with the ball skills that even got our own Mark Lee.
Yeah.
Sleight of hand in the backfield there. Humes off the left side, but no, Hillock pulls it out the backside. Nobody home and contain. Easily scampers for a first down.
He came to training camp after first committing to Guelph. Didn't like it there. Went back in the recruiting process, went to Western. They had 8 quarterbacks at training camp. He got 3 or 4 reps on the first day of camp. Then he got 5 or 6 the next day. As he improved, he moved up that depth chart. Keon Edwards trying to go off the edge outside, and the Huskies will stop him for a very short gain on the play. But you come to a program with 8 quarterbacks in training camp, and this kid had the confidence to move into the number 2 spot to start the season, and then at halftime of week 3 he takes over. Hasn't lost yet.
And changed the energy in the huddle, we should say. Out of St. Thomas More in Hamilton, 43-1 record in high school, and he has not lost a game at Western. Unbelievable record.
This Mustang offense moving today without their top receiver. Stephon Magne-Jones on crutches on the sidelines after injuring his ankle last week in the Mitchell Bowl. But they haven't missed a beat. 2nd and 7. They'll stay on the ground, and Edwards with big contact is stopped right at the line of scrimmage. A big play by Riley Pickett.
Again, guys, I'm talking about number 91. Riley Pickett being a force, a presence, and the run on the pass. He tried to still keep his team on that game.
Pickett was all worked up Thursday night after the banquet, saying the Mustangs were taking pictures with the Vanier Cup. We're just waiting to get our licks in. Well, there's 6:18 to go in this football game, and they're down by 13 points. Preachin, a spy-rolling punt. Bouncing at the 35. Klassen will pick it up. A flag will fly. This will be a no yards penalty, no doubt, of the 5-yard variety. And the Saskatchewan offense is on the football field immediately. There's work to be done. 6 minutes to go, and they trail by 13 points in the Vanier Cup.
We're in the final quarter here. The Vanier Cup, Western with the lead. And Donovan, so far, Griffin Campbell has been their MVP.
Certainly has and had to be. Remember, Stephon Magne-Jones not playing, one of the best receivers in the country. Griffin Campbell making big plays for Western nonstop over the middle.
And getting away from just the run game. We talked about run, but crossing the field, spreading it out, moving the ball, and securing that ball is ensuring some what looks to be close to success here for Western Mustangs.
Yeah, Western looking to close this out. Saskatchewan looking for a big comeback. Let's get back to the 56th edition of the Vanier Cup in Quebec City. Mark.
Thank you, Andy. Yes, indeed, Ken. The Huskies fashion another dramatic come-from-behind victory as they did against the Montreal Carabins. 6 minutes to go in this football game. First down, Saskatchewan. Play action. Nias with a shovel pass to Macart. Macart scampering up the left side out of bounds for a gain of 13 and a first down.
The Huskies need to show some energy on offense, and to get a first down there hopefully gives them some mojo. If you're a Saskatchewan fan, again, the shovel pass, I like the play call. Creativity from Flory to get his offense on the move. Time is of the essence. Under 6 minutes now, they need 2 converted touchdowns. Macart doing his thing in the open field.
Huskies moving the yardsticks. to midfield. Handoff to Mackhart. Swallowed as he crosses the line of scrimmage by Austin Fordham Miller for a short gain. And that will put Mason Nias and his offense into another 2nd and long situation.
Two big guys that don't get talked about enough for the Western Mustangs in the middle. Hines and Fordham Miller colliding on Mackhart.
Mackhart, who set that single-season rushing record for the Huskies in 2019 with 1,334 yards. Doubled his output in the playoffs in just 3 games this year. 2nd and 8. Ball is away. It's complete to Sam Baker, and Baker is stuffed. Big tackle on the play by Zach Lindley. And shy of that first down, it looks like.
Zach Lindley on that play. Again, drop, get to his zone, put himself in good position, low pad level, and expose the receiver and stop him for sure first down.
It's 3rd and 1. Huskies have to go for it. They were stopped on a 3rd down gamble earlier in this football game. Nias throwing. It's complete to Sam Baker, and they'll move the sticks. First down, Saskatchewan. 4:12 and counting left in the game.
Baker on the hitch route, sits down, Nias slings it in there. But this offense needs to get into hurry-up mode now. They're letting time tick off the clock here by huddling up.
Less than 4 minutes remaining in regulation time. Nias barking the signals. First down. Against a 4-man Mustang rush. They've got pressure, and they'll sack him. Malcolm Hines, the 2nd-team All-Canadian, makes the sack.
Michael Hines play a hell of a game. He's still in that game. Look at him. Dominate the guard, shed him, push him to the quarterback, and finish with the quarterback for a sack.
Running right through Connor Bergloff.
Pretty much bull rushing.
So it's a loss of 8, 2nd and 18. In a desperate conversion situation for Saskatchewan. Mason Nias throwing downfield. Colson Class is open! And he'll have the first down as Daniel Valente Jr. slams him to the turf. It's a 20-yard pickup on 2nd and 18.
Nias with a critical throw down the middle of the field and trusting Clausen to go up and get it in dangerous territory. Clausen knows he's going to take a shot from Valente Jr., but the 5th-year senior doesn't care about it. Body on the line in these critical moments in the Vanier Cup.
We've reached the 3-minute warning. Greg Marshall upset that his defense allowed Saskatchewan to convert on 2nd and 18. Our coverage continues after this. The Regimental Guards in their red serge bring the Vanier Cup to center field. With 3 minutes to go in the football game, and the Mustangs tasting victory with a 13-point lead, but the Huskies moving the ball to the western 30-yard line. Final game of their careers, these 5th-year seniors. Nick Terrio moving on to a job in investments. Brett Ellerman playing in his 3rd Vanier Cup in 4 years. Anthony Valvano has been at school for 8 years and stayed after COVID for his final season, his 5th and final season of eligibility. Play is whistled down. Sam Baker may have been offside on the play. Can these Huskies fashion a comeback? It is offside. 5-yard penalty. Repeat first down.
Marine 5.
You can see Baker at the top of your screen just going across the 30-yard line. First and 15. Nias and the Huskies in desperation mode, trying to come from behind. Nias across the middle. It's complete to Daniel Weeb. He tries to make a cut but loses his footing on this icy turf. Zach Lindley in on the tackle again at linebacker.
Nias took the under rep, coming over top with Sam Baker breaking free. Just didn't have enough time to get the throw there.
2nd down 9 to go. Nias throwing downfield. It's in and out of the hands of Daniel Weeb with Panabaker in coverage. So it's 3rd and 9.
Get them ball! Get them off the field, dog! Get them ball! Let's go, defense!
Alex Bayou and the Western Mustangs sensing victory here with 2:42 on the clock. In a 3rd and 9 situation for Mason Nias and the Huskies. Back to pass. Backside one-on-one deep downfield and incomplete. No flags on the play as the ball hits the turf. And the Huskies will turn it over on downs for the 2nd time in this football game.
Nias looked over to the left side, the short side of the field, knew he had one-on-one coverage. That matchup that they've gone to multiple times. Perry on O'Doom, ball in the air. They're fighting for position down there. Great coverage and good job identifying where the football was by O'Doom. But that's a fault, incomplete.
Daniel Perry, the intended receiver, he beat O'Doom in the first half for a touchdown. That ball was underthrown. So Western takes over. 2.5 minutes, 2:36 to go in regulation time. Sensing their 8th Vanier Cup title. Edouard Wanati is into the football game at running back. Wanati cutting off tackle right. And the Hoggies help push him another 2 or 3 yards further. The game will be 8 on the play. For Saskatchewan now, realization beginning to sink in as their graduating players since their last football game in U Sports competition. Colton Klassen's had a heck of a game. Tough verbal leader for the Saskatchewan offense. Nicholas Summick, big right tackle, an Edmonton draft pick. Will he go on to CFL glory? 2nd and 1, Western. Trey Humes, a 5th-year senior, back on the football field for the final 2 minutes and 15 seconds of his career. Humes takes the handoff, a spin move, and he is bottled up right near the line of scrimmage. This will be very close. Needed a yard. I don't know if they got it. It's a loss on the play. So Western sends the punt team out with 2:07 on the clock.
There needs to be more urgency from the Huskies here. Your defense gets you a 2 and out. There's still over 2 minutes left. It's Canadian football. You have timeouts left. There's opportunities here. Let's see the energy from Saskatchewan.
Huskies outscored the Caravan 13-1 in the 4th quarter last week to come from behind, winning on that 13-yard run by Mackhart with 5 seconds left on the clock. But they need a miracle here with 2:07 remaining and down in a 2-score game, 27-14. Mustangs have been a team of almost perfection this year. Their only loss was to Guelph by 2 points, 23-21 during the regular season, and that was their first regular season loss since 2016.
It's been a while. 2 goalposts were the reason for that. 2 of their field goals hit uprights and helped Guelph win.
Cam Creecham standing inside his own 30. Colton Klassen, the lone returner, a shank punt by Creecham, the rookie. It goes off his foot at the 45-yard line of the Mustangs. A 15-yard, check that, a 9-yard turn of possession.
The Huskies need to use this to their advantage. Still over 2 minutes left. They have timeouts in their pocket. Let's see if they can hit a quick strike touchdown here and then go for the onside kick.
So the Huskies will scrimmage first down at the Western 44-yard line. 2:02 on the clock. As Nias got another miracle. Play action, dumps it out of the backfield. Baker breaks a tackle, can't get upfield as he's drilled out of bounds. Richard Adubafor making the tackle, and now he's feeling some pain as they help him up. No gain on the play. 2nd and 10. Baker just can't get north and south here as he's drilled out of bounds 2nd and 10. Final 2 minutes of this football game. Nias downfield, it's high, intended for Sam Baker, and they couldn't bring it in. 3rd and 10, Saskatchewan, and their season on the line. Mustangs already beginning to celebrate. That's Devin Comber, the 4th-year middle linebacker. Came back from a broken collarbone this season. Lots of purple in the stands here at Stade Telus. 3rd down, 9 to go. Naya steps up, dumps it across the middle. It's complete to Daniel Weeb. Weeb still on his feet. He breaks a tackle and has a 1st down. It's a 15-yard gain with 1:34 to go. And the Huskies still have some life.
Nias isn't saying die, stands in the pocket as long as he can, finds Weeb across the middle, breaks tackle for a 1st down.
Nias is a great leader for Saskatchewan. Across the middle again, taking the short stuff. Colton Klassen makes the tackle, trying to get out of bounds, but they'll whistle it down as Kelly is first to make contact, and Deontay Knight is injured again and limping. Knight has taken a knee at the 35 with 1:24 left. Saskatchewan's got to put it in the end zone.
And quickly, that stoppage Knight on the turf allows Nias to come over and talk it over with head coach Scott Flory. They can discuss, hey, what plays do we want to go with in succession here in the hurry-up offense to save as much time as possible.
So with Deontay Knight down, it's a free timeout for the Huskies to regroup. You know, Flory said of Nias when he made him his #1 quarterback, he has the athletic ability, but he also has a high quality, a high character personality. He carries himself with great calm and confidence, and that's what they need at this time, just as they did in the UTEC Bowl 1 week ago when they came from behind and shocked the Caravan. The Mustangs have proven to be the better football team in this 2nd half for sure. 1:24 left on the clock. 2nd and 1, Huskies. Mackart takes the handoff. He'll twist and turn and get upfield for a 1st down. The clock stopped at 1:11. Huskies moving the ball now into the western red zone. Play whistled in. Nias dumps it across the middle to Mackart. Mackart hit hard. Lorenz Bowers Kane is in there, relieving Zach Lindley.
Let's go now, D.
It's a 7-yard gain, so 2nd and 3. 1:02 on the clock. With a sense of urgency, the Huskies in their hurry-up offense. Nias hands off to Mackart. Mackart looking very similar to the situation in Montreal. Will get to the 1-yard line as he smashed out of bounds.
The Huskies riding their top dog in the backfield. Mackart cuts it to the outside, looking for the pylon, reaches the football out there. Remember, all you got to do is break the front of the plane. I think that was close to a touchdown. Could cost them valuable seconds.
Zaire signaled the touchdown. Mackart up the gut, and he's stuffed short on the play. But it did indeed look like Mackart had stretched the ball in front of the pylon for a touchdown as Zaire was right behind him celebrating. This is eating up precious time. Play whistled in, 47 seconds and counting. 2nd and goal from the 1-yard line. Nias rolling, throwing the end zone. It's incomplete. Colton Klassen, the intended receiver, he lost his footing, but there's a flag in the end zone in the secondary. This could be pass interference, but time is of the essence, 37.5 seconds. Klassen gets up limping. pass interference against the Mustangs. So it'll be first and goal from the 1. The Huskies need to punch it in now. Get a short kick, get the ball back again. From the 1-yard line, Saskatchewan first and goal. Down by 13. 37.5 seconds left to play. Nias waiting, throws it across the middle, incomplete. Burning 5 seconds off the clock. And obviously the Huskies don't think they can punch it in from 1 yard out. Backup quarterback Ethan Watson comes into the game, along with some heavy-duty blockers as they go to their heavy set. Second and goal from the 1 yard line, Saskatchewan. 32.5 seconds left to play. So a big front. Watson turns, hands off. Iwanchina untouched, punching it in the end zone. Touchdown, Saskatchewan.
The jumbo package comes into the game for the Huskies and gets the job done. Iwanchina easily into the end zone there. You can see 68, little bit of a kick out block from Bergloff to help his running back get into the end zone. 1 possession ball game.
But they've squandered so much time getting there. They'll go for 1. Solely for the point after. Remember, he had a line drive block before. This time he gets it up and good for the point after. So a 6-point football game, a 1-score game with 28.9 seconds left to play, and Saskatchewan setting up a short kick.
And remember, they've lost 4 points in the kicking game, which loom large here. It's 6.
Missed field goal and a missed point after the 4 points they left on the field. So a field goal, had they got those points, could win it here. Or at least tie the game. 28.9 seconds left to play. Huskies not going out without a last valiant stand. Short kick from David Soley, trying to get possession again. The dying seconds of the Vanier Cup. The short kick is up. And Brett Ellerman and Keon Edwards there, and it's Edwards that brings the ball down to end the Huskies' hopes. And the celebration is on with the Mustangs. The rookie quarterback, Evan Hillock. A couple of touchdown passes here today. Great poise for a rookie. This championship level. Now the Mustangs will drain the final seconds in an agonizing wait for the Huskies. The Mustangs open this football game marching down the field with a touchdown. Trey Humes, a 24-yard run, dominating the first 2 minutes and 47 seconds. In the second half, they've been the better team as Humes runs into heavy traffic. And he'll be stopped for a short gain on the play. The Huskies had the lead at the half by 2 and have not been able to answer in the second half the Mustang response. Second and 9 after a gain of 1 on the play. Wanati comes into the football game with Valvano. Mustangs with a dominating path to this Vanier Cup, winning the Yates Cup and the Mitchell Bowl by a combined score of 90-6. Getting a tougher fight here as Hillock rolls right on the play action. And he'll have a gain of maybe 1 on the play as Nathan Cherry makes the tackle. 14.8 seconds left. 3rd and 9 to go for the Mustangs.
Kneel on it. Run it out and kneel.
Craig Coleman. Some extra blocking might comes into the game as this will be the final play of the 2021 Vanier Cup. The Mustangs in victory formation as the clock strikes 0. Hillock takes the knee. The rookie quarterback guides the Mustangs to their 8th Vanier Cup championship in a command performance in the second half. In a slugfest, a very physical football game between 2 evenly matched clubs. The Mustangs prevail 27-21 at Stade Talus in Quebec City. Greg Marshall wins his 2nd Vanier Cup as a head coach. The Mustangs' 3rd appearance in 4 years is victorious against Saskatchewan.
The Mustangs did it in a way that we did not expect. Evan Hillock in the air, switching it up on what the Huskies were expecting.
All week I said the front 7 from the Mustang going to be a problem, and they delivered. They delivered.
Let's go downstairs for the celebrations, and here's Signa.
Well, Greg, I got to ask you, you're waiting for this championship, the Miss 2020 year.
Yeah, it's
How does it feel today?
Really special. Really special to share with a great group of kids. Like, you know what? Resilient kids that we learned in this past couple of years don't take anything for granted. And it's amazing. And that was an outstanding Saskatchewan team. And you know what? It's Canadian football today.
Great play in the second half when you guys had short yardage and a big defensive stop led to that touchdown.
Yeah.
Turning point for you?
Yeah, most likely we made some big plays on offense, and I think just overall it was a back and forth game, and you know what? Credit to them, they're a heck of a football team.
Go enjoy it with your guys.
Thank you.
The proof is in the preparation, and that's always seen on these Mustang teams. Greg Marshall and his staff have done it again, preparing these young men for victory. The Huskies, after that miracle comeback 1 week ago, disconsolate on the sidelines, falling to defeat. And the game was won in that second half as the Mustangs outscored the Huskies 17-9. Western victorious for the 8th time in the Vanier Cup. Andy?
Mark, it's great to watch the celebrations there on the field after a year where we did not see a Vanier Cup champion canceled due to COVID, but the celebrations are alive in Quebec City as we welcome you inside our CBC Sports Studios. Andy Petrillo alongside Donovan Bennett and Jesse Lumsden. What did you make of this game overall?
It was a great game, and listen, just seeing Greg Marshall there and him get emotional made me almost a little emotional. When you think about it, so much goes into winning a championship, specifically, you know, at a university like Western. But the fact that you mentioned it, they didn't have a season last year. There's been a lot of hurt in the town of London. When you look at the van attack, when you look at a young girl dying, so certainly this is a nice thing for everyone to kind of be excited about. I know how much that community loves football and loves that university. There's people across the country really excited the Mustangs won.
We can learn a lot from football. It is the ultimate team sport, and it's really about working together. It's really about you know, coming together as a unit and working towards a common goal. So and it's great to see what sport can do for everybody, bringing people together to celebrate something pretty special.
I love this line, and it's very fitting. Offense gets the glory, but defense wins the game. And Jesse, we're going to go back to a big defensive play in that second half by Western that also then kick-started some offense.
Well, you already heard it. It was the momentum that tipped at that point with a third down stop. You know, and really it was Zach Lindley coming around the backside to make a tackle on 3rd and short, and then the Stangs offense could start to build that momentum that Saskatchewan was not able to build off of coming out of the second quarter. You can see here finding Griffin deep into the secondary and fighting tooth and nail to get into the end zone for the Mustangs, and the momentum did not stop for the Mustangs, Donovan.
And it's complimentary football. Griffin Campbell making another play here, and he's showing you all of the skills. There's the run after catch ability that he has. You know, also the running the football when they got a light box. You see Griffin trying to make a block for Trey Humes to spring him, so he's showing CFL evaluators, I do a little bit of everything, but just when you creep up and stack the box, play action, or going back to Campbell, he's showing you that run after catch ability, and everyone getting downfield to get him into the end zone and celebrate. It was complimentary football for that entire second half. Not only did the defense do their part pitching a shutout, the offense made sure to win that time of possession.
Definitely a well-rounded effort by the Western Mustangs, but the Huskies were the ones who took the lead into the second half, albeit it was, you know, a very tight lead. It was 12-10, but what happened where they were not able to carry that momentum over from the second quarter?
I mean, you go in halftime, a lot can happen. Word said, change of strategy. We knew coming in that the Mustangs were going to run the ball early on, but what we didn't think would happen is that they'd be able to stretch it out. And they used versatility, bubble screens, deep crossing routes, and then complemented that with the run game to really spread it out and to lead the Mustangs to victory.
What did you see from the Huskies? Or maybe didn't see?
Yeah, well, I mean, it's so funny. In these big games, right, it's such the small details, the finite things. And when you saw the team speed at Western kind of slow down because of the footing, it was the small decisions in terms of how many people do we add to the box to stop that run game. And then we saw, obviously, the big plays they were able to make in the passing game. They said, if a freshman quarterback is going to beat us, then we'll get beat. And unfortunately, the freshman quarterback, still undefeated as a U Sports player in Western, is victorious.
Yeah, Western also managing to silence Mackart. He was a huge factor as well for the Huskies in that first half. Barely heard his name in that second as well. So as you can see behind us, we're getting set for the trophy presentation. Let's take you now to the stats, the full-time stats here, brought to you by Wilson. And this is where you can see right now as well, rushing yards. I mean, you can just see the discrepancy here in a lot of the stats. 27-21 the final. Saskatchewan kind of making it close near the end there, gentlemen, but we know that time was ticking down and they were unable to get that miracle comeback that they were able to get in UTEC. Let's send it on over now to Christian Cote, the announcer for the Ted Morris Award, Bruce Coulter Award, and the presentation of the Vanier Cup. All right, so we know the presentation's going on inside TELUS Stadium, and we also know some awards are going to be handed out. Oh, I think we can hear him now.
The Bruce Coulter Trophy for Defensive Player of the Game of the 56th Vanier Cup, number 23, Valente! Daniel Valente! Merci à Richard Bélanger, sponsor from Livio, presented the Bruce Coulter Trophy to Daniel Valente Jr. And now, we're gonna go with the Ted Morris Trophy, le trophée Ted Morris, qui était nommé en l'honneur de cet ardent promoteur du développement des jeunes Canadiens en vue d'une carrière au football. The Ted Morris MVP Trophy was named after the former Toronto Argonaut player and coach. He championed the cause of the development of young Canadians to further their football careers. Today's Vanier Cup, Ted Morris MVP, Most Valuable Player, le joueur par excellence du match de cette 56e Coupe Vanier, number 1, Evan Hillock. Kevin Hillock. Just before I ask the captains, just before the captains come, I want to have Greg come here. Mesdames, Messieurs, Greg Marshall. Greg, I know it hurts on the knees. I said that at the end of the game, unfortunate hit. This is a great Vanier Cup for you. First of all, what are your feelings, my friend?
Oh my goodness, I have so many special feelings for these guys. You know, you take sport for granted, and over these last couple of years, we realized that we're really, really lucky. I say to our guys at practice every night, who's got it better than us? Nobody. We have a great group of student athletes that were committed and resilient, and it paid off. And it's kind of surreal right now because we're Vanier Cup champions. You guys deserve it. I love you. I'm proud of you. Great job, guys.
Greg Marshall qui nous mentionne c'était une année spéciale après la pandémie 2020, la saison qui n'a pas pu avoir lieu l'an dernier, avec beaucoup de résilience de l'ensemble des joueurs de l'organisation. Alors, c'est une belle récompense pour l'ensemble. Greg, I want to ask, what was the turning point of the game?
You know, I think that short yardage stop that we had on defense, and then, you know, those two big plays that Griff made on offense, and that was kind of the turning point. We played stout defense when we had to in the second half. You know, we made the kicks when we needed to make the kicks, and it was just kind of a great team victory. That's an outstanding team that we played today. I mean, this is Canadian football. Saskatchewan Huskies deserve to be here. They're a champion too.
Félicitations Huskies qui méritent d'être champions, méritent d'être ici également. Et puis, grosse défensive dans les moments clés du match et une attaque qui a su marquer les points au moment opportun. Greg, it's been a long week for you. You got it on Monday evening. What was the big part of the preparation for this week here in Quebec?
You know, I think it was it was nice that the welcoming that we got from everyone here at the hotel and you, Christian, and everyone else, and the University of Laval. So I want to thank the organizing committee for putting this event on. Laval University for putting on a great event, for once again stepping up and doing this and making this special for our student athletes. You've been a great host. You're always great hosts. It's great to be here. Thank you.
Thank you, my friend. Greg qui a de bons mots pour toute l'organisation de la Coupe Vanier. Now you're going to enjoy with your captain. The team captains, come over here. Only the team captains, please, to get the trophy. Les capitaines de l'équipe. Only the team captain, guys. And Lisette Johnson-Stapley will give the champions banner to the Mustangs. Lisette Johnson-Stapley. What, guys, coming up on your left side? Mesdames, Messieurs, les Mustangs de Western! Western Mustangs win the 56th Vanier Cup. Les Mustangs de l'Université Western remportent la 56e édition de la Coupe Vanier ici à Québec pour la 7e fois. Félicitations à toute l'équipe. Congratulations to the team. Merci beaucoup.
Your 2021 Vanier Cup champions, the Western Mustangs, the team celebrating in Quebec City. It is their 8th all-time victory. And you can see the smiles there. We weren't quite sure if the trophy was going to make it down the stairs in one piece. But so far, so good there. As you take a look at the players of the game, as you know, the Ted Morris Award was handed out and the Bruce Coulter Award as well. Evan Hillock. You know, we were just talking about him as well. Just like you look at these young players, and Donovan, you were saying if anyone's going to give them a try, if anyone's going to take that risk, it's going to be Greg Marshall.
No question. This season really turned in the midway through the game against Laurier when Greg Marshall said, Evan Hillock, this is your team now. I'm going to give you the reins. And it's antithetical to think I want ball security and smart decisions, so I'm going to go to a younger player. But that's what he did. And Jackson White, the starter, was very good, who transferred there, who was voted a team captain, whose father was close and a teammate of Greg's. That's incredibly difficult, but Greg knew it was the right decision for the team, and we saw it's worked out beautifully.
Yeah, Greg Marshall. I mean, this is somebody both of you have had as a coach, and I had said going into that half as well, you would probably know what he was going to say, because whatever he said clearly got the team going in that second half. What kind of a motivational speaker is he?
Oh, Coach Marshall, yeah, he gets the people fired up for sure. As you can see on the sidelines, even with a few seconds left on the clock, he has this just very stern look to him. But it's because he expects a lot of his players, and his players expect a lot from him. And there's that really trust and that bond that allows him to put the right people in the right positions to be successful. And we saw probably some strategy changes as well, understanding that they could start finding some gaps in the Huskies secondary, utilize that to take advantage of and leverage the run game as well.
All right, we've been holding on to this because, as I mentioned, both of these gentlemen played under Greg Marshall. Signa Butler had a chance to catch up with Greg before the game, and he divulged some information.
Hey, those guys? Guys, I could use you get you two out here today. You got any snaps left?
Thanks, Greg.
All right. Thanks. You good?
Okay, he's actually calling for you guys to go and play here. What do you think?
Well, I think they were just fine. So I think they were okay. The answer is no, we don't. But listen, we need to give him his flowers. He's the most influential person in university football in our country. One as a player, both individually and as a team. One as an assistant, and has built this program to the fact that they're up there. He's essentially, for us, Nick Saban with free health care and a cottage. Like, he is our version of that level of coach.
Well, not to mention he took McMaster's program, which was a losing program, to almost to the peak where it then got to the Vanier Cup through Coach Potasic after that.
All right, well, he's going to be celebrating with his team tonight. How about that? After a year of silent stadiums, the stands were full once again. The helmets were given a shine, and school pride was on full display. U Sports are back, and the Western Mustangs remain the last team standing. It was a purple wave in Quebec. Western, your Vanier Cup champions.